We are gonna.
God, it's so hard to hear you guys.
It is. Is Eva standing next to you? Bam.
Can you say something?
You're in the stream now.
Don't say anything you wouldn't want your mom to hear. We're live. Good morning. Sevon got stuck in traffic. No worries, Heidi. You the man. No, you the woman. Ancestral Supplements, thank you for supporting us, getting us the equipment and the people we need on the ground there. We got Heidi on the way. We had Eva for a second, and we have Matt Souza. Oh, Souza, I think your name is wrong. It says you're Eva, unless you're.
I'll change it.
Unless you're post-op or something. Post-op.
Souza Cam. Okay,
Souza
thank you.
Cam.
So.
Can you
I'm
hear
not
us,
exactly
Souza?
sure where we're. No.
Oh, that's too bad. Let me explain to you
I
guys.
don't know if it's a setting on the mic or what.
Let me explain to you guys what's going on here really quick. Basically, what we're doing is we're using this podcast software we have, StreamYard, to stream with you the stream from Wodapalooza that Matt O'Keefe was so generous to share with us. And then on top of that, we have sent a few people down to Miami, or people have volunteered to be down there with their iPhones and kind of give us a behind-the-scenes look. We're having a little issue with the mic. The good news is Souza can talk and we can hear him, but I think he's having trouble hearing us because it's so loud there. See how he looks all serious and shit? Like he had to turn his head to the side like an old man and be like, wait, like, hey, Souza, what if you put your hand on there and push on the headpiece when we talk? What if you put your hand? Yeah, is that better?
Yeah, that's a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit better. I can get the gist of what you're saying now.
And then put a dollop of sour cream or any white substance in your other ear, and so that you don't get a distraction from that other ear. Just a suggestion. There's no
noise canceling.
Oh my goodness. And I was terrified. I was terrified that I was going to have to do this alone. And then there he shows up, the infamous, notorious John Young. We would have Brian on, but John ate Brian. So difficult times. And then also on the ground, we have Will Plummer. Will, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. It's pretty loud, but
I can hear you.
You demand. And can you tell us what we're looking at? Will, can we switch over to that camera?
Yep.
what was that?
How old is your mom? No. Tell me what we're looking at. What is on the where are you? What's the camera pointed at? All right. Thank you for being here as we test out all these fun new ideas. It looks like Plummer is on the floor right before the elite events are about to start. Have we had any events happen yet today? Does anyone know?
No events have happened, and yeah, Will's at the end of the lanes, so they're going to be coming towards us with the flip sleds. So they do the double unders, the weighted GHGs, and then they'll come towards us with the flip sets.
And the name of this workout is Flipped Off?
Yeah, flipped off.
And what's the deal? Souza couldn't or fans aren't allowed today? Like I was told that fans aren't allowed today. Is that all media then we're seeing there?
No, they are allowed. It's, I guess, free admission today. So anyone can come. But so like the VIP is not going and all that stuff until tomorrow. Okay.
So it's the exact opposite of what I thought. Instead of it being super restricted today, Thursday is the free day. Anyone
very inclusive. It's inclusive day.
Today's the diverse day. Hey, we should have pushed that. We should have pushed that. Damn, we should have pushed that yesterday when we were speaking with Matt O'Keefe that today's
I'm surprised they didn't advertise it more. It's their inclusivity day.
And the reason why this is free for you guys is because this thing is being subsidized by Ancestral Supplements. It is it's a perfect fit. Oh, look at that. We're in Vendor Village. Nice, Eva. Nice. Or is that Souza's camera? Fantastic.
Souza, flip the camera around or sideways.
That's awesome. My camera.
Yeah, flip it around. Give us a little the horizontal. But take your phone off lock.
I love it.
If you take your phone off lock,
I wish I could hear you guys better because I feel like you're saying something about me.
Yes, we're talking shit about you. Your whole family.
This is the worst camera footage.
No, it's great. Take your. Oh, we'll just text Eva. Let's go back to plumber cam.
That's not a bad idea. I don't mind looking around at Vendor Village like that. Is that the way I understood Wodapalooza's setup is that everywhere is basically Vendor Village. They don't have like sections. What's the word? Starts with a C. Cordoned off. Corded. Someone help me out here. Someone spell it out for me. That they don't have sections basically distinct for the vendors. That basically there's people everywhere. There's coffee shops everywhere. There's people selling knee sleeves everywhere. That it's basically more like a festival setting than like, hey, here's the shopping area.
Have you guys talked about Ricky yet?
No, we have not. Go ahead and bring that up because we're getting different information. Wodapalooza is just saying that he's has long COVID, but I'm hearing different stories. What are you hearing, John?
So Ricky Garard has withdrawn, and what I am hearing is from food poisoning.
Yeah.
Yorgos Karavis is also withdrawn. He just didn't show.
Oh, and what country was he coming from with a name like that?
Greece.
Greece.
The real question, John, is who do you think food poisoned Ricky Garard?
Who
did it?
A little blonde man from Canada.
I don't think he would. I think whoever could get third place.
Good point.
Whoever was in the running for third. But I don't know. Food poisoning, that's suspicious.
Oh, really? Really? You think it? I don't know. I don't think so.
Not from Ricky. I just suspicious in general.
Oh, I don't have this.
He was tested at Dubai, by the way. If everybody wants to know, he was tested twice at Dubai, and both results came back negative.
What John is doing there is he's clearing up any implications that John wasn't implying that he tested positive and that's why he pulled out. We're just saying it was another joke. But with Ricky, you have to be very clear, right, John?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Everybody just jumps to the worst when it comes to him.
What I heard today from a very trusted source, but only one source, was that explosive diarrhea was for real for Ricky this morning, and yeah, I mean,
first heat's coming out.
Thank you, Will. Are you Can we see Will? Can we switch over to the Will Plumber cam? Look at that. Guys, exclusive footage. Thank you. Ancestral supplement. You know what? I'm gonna take some ancestrals. I'm gonna take a little trachea in honor of the first event. I think the women are going first, right, John?
Yes, women are going first, and then men, and then women teams, and then men teams.
And let's be just super duper frank. The men have completely stole the show here, right? Like when we talked about going live for 3 hours today, there was like, should we even go open up here in the beginning? Because it is a field of not has-beens, far from has-beens. They're all fitter than anyone who's watching, but we don't have the names or that top tier, which is so distinct from this group.
Yeah, I agree. I will say not having Ricky is a huge hit, though. This would be his first competition in America. First time he went against Vellner, like first time back as far as American U.S. competition. And he was other than Vellner, he was the biggest name here.
Sorry, John. Let's hear what Jamie Hagaya has to say. Jamie, how's it going, girl?
Oh, we missed her.
Thank you, Jamie.
Lane assignments for our first of 4 heat.
This looks like the women.
So Sean is commentating. Was he originally, or is he filling in for Chase?
That is a good question. We did hear that Chase Ingram also pulled out, not with explosive diarrhea, but I'm hearing mixed reports. You would think what you're saying makes sense, Will, but I heard that Chase was going to be down there already. But I'm guessing that they've given him a larger role now that Chase is gone. Someone's made a comment here that I thought was interesting. They basically said food poisoning seems to show up at least once at every CrossFit event. And you know what? I think that's true.
Yeah.
Anytime we hear someone talking about equipment or anything, Will, or like, feel free to go to these guys' audio all the time. I mean, they're the professionals. We're just a bunch of jokers.
Oh, and we're going.
All right, so women are off.
So I went back and looked at the Rogue event that had the heavy double unders. And so they did 60 in 35 seconds. So with 75, we'll be looking at like what, for just 45 seconds on this and then the med ball GHDs around 50 seconds. You think, John?
How many? 30 GHDs. Are they weighted?
Yeah, med ball. I think.
I don't know. That'd be about a minute, unless somebody's just really good at GHDs. 50 seconds to a minute. No, the game maker here is just who can flip that sled. I really think it's just who can flip that sled the most efficiently.
Wow. So we're seeing people struggle on these.
I wonder
This
if
is the first heat. This is
So
the
yeah,
first
right.
heat.
So this, I guess, is a good demonstration of how the gap between a lot of these people qualified online. So the gap between what we're going to see in the first heat and what we'll see later on is pretty high because we never saw anyone.
But they're not even getting started till a minute in.
Right. Yeah. No one in Rogue, when they did the heavy double unders, no one broke it. No one, unless they randomly tripped, no one could not do 60 unbroken.
Rogue is a games level field though, like the whole way down.
That's what I'm saying. Is the difference in it's just a good demonstration of how fit those people are.
I'm gonna send Ricky a link.
Dang, that girl just finished, whoever that was.
Let's see.
So it looks like
if we could get Ricky on to talk about it, that'd be great.
It looks like from the finish line, we're looking at lanes 1 is on the left, so left to right. So lane 3, that person that just got on would have been Meredith Swindle.
Really quick, somebody asked about the Smith brothers. 2 of them are out, and they subbed 2 people. It is Sam Dancer and Street Horner.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happened? Why are they out?
I don't know why they are out, but Ben Smith and Dane Smith are out.
They lost the good one.
Yeah. So Alex Smith, Sam Dancer, and Street Horner are the Smith bros.
Hey, that looks. Those things look a little wonky. Like one could tip over to the right or left.
It looks like it could split somebody in half, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Fold them over.
Yeah.
Do we know how heavy those are?
We do. Give me a second.
Someone
in the comments.
Someone sent me a DM and said Colton Mertens flips pigs. Taylor Self gets folded in half by them.
Yeah, it looks like they're bouncing in between lanes, and our cameras are a little bit ahead of the actual live stream.
Ah, perfect. So we'll know who wins. Okay, I'm sending. I sent Ricky an invite. Come on.
And remember, this is an interval style type workout. So they get 3 minutes each interval, and then they get 4 minutes on the last interval to flip the sled the whole entire way, which is 180 feet.
To do everything they can to get their heart rate down to get ready for that round number 2.
Let's go back down to Jamie Hagia on the competition floor.
Yeah, Sean, it was very interesting to see these women pick this up. Some of them had their hands facing forward. Some of them had them palms facing out. So it's a difference of almost like clean versus pulling that sled up off the ground. We'll see what they do in the second round.
Second round underway, 75 heavy double unders, 25 med ball GHDs, and then on to that 380-pound flip sled. And it was the middle of the floor where the battle for first place is going on between Paris Webster, Maddie Edwards, and Medi Graneron.
So sled weighs 380.
I'm watching what these women are doing. You got to remember, Sean, like when you're doing any sort of double under, there's always that chance that you can mess it up. So there's a lot of anxiety that goes into double under. If you made it through that first round, now you're fatigued. Now you go back into this, and if you had any issues with it before, this really gets like tough in the mental state. So these women really need to just calm down, just relax themselves, get smooth as fast, make sure that happens, and just kind of get yourself through these.
Hey, this is a long workout. How long is this workout?
Handful of reps left on the.
It's an interval style. It's till they flip the sled all the way down the course. So if you flip the sled all the way down the course in that first interval, your workout is 3 minutes long.
It's the same style as the one, if you remember at the games.
Yes.
With
2-2-3 interval with
the
the
yoke.
squats.
Except this one's 3-3-3-4.
Yeah.
So that workout where they had to do it's identical to it, basically.
Same setup.
Except that was a
Different
yoke.
movements.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And the sled in the pig in 2015, at the games was slightly heavier than this sled. Different implement too, because it wasn't the one you could grip. It's a different type pig, but the one for the ladies is 380, and in 2015 it was 395. So the stronger girls should be able to flip this pretty darn fast.
Hey, are they using it because those are easy to transport? You know what I mean? Like bringing pigs there is just a
From
pain.
what I've heard, there's not a lot of the pigs that they use in the games like out there at all. Like you can't buy them. I know Fraser said he bought one, but they're very hard to find.
Yeah, he's in a special club, the Bill Henniger club.
This looks like Karis Webster in the middle of our screen.
And yep.
She's
got 1 minute left, or 15 seconds.
Yeah, 10 seconds left to get to that red line at the bottom of our screen. But she looks like she's way ahead. Although I think she failed her first rep on the flip sled.
I'm sorry, how much? You said those are 360 pounds?
380. And then for the minutes, 500.
Okay, because in the write-up I'm looking at, it says 360.
Well, Sean just said 380.
All right, we'll defer to Sean.
And there, if you want to see it again, what we just saw on our own cameras.
Oh, is that the Will Plummer camera right there? No, that's theirs.
No, this is theirs. The one we were looking at is the Will Plummer one. This is good. We should go back and forth, especially if there's a race, because they're terrible when it comes to races.
So they're providing our instant replay.
Yeah,
perfect.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you.
And we got a Souza cam too down here. The more of these we pile in, does this affect our stream at all? Will?
I don't know.
So that's from Matt Souza's camera right there.
Yeah. There's a lot of people there.
Yeah, I wonder what
I saw that.
If they're neck and neck, we should go to this. We should go to this camera if they are
okay.
If there's any race going on to it near the end, because he's got a side view. That's the best way to see it.
Cool. And I saw that O'Keefe said they set it up for 5,000 on this stage this year. And so there already looks like a lot of people there for the first day. Probably
What's the name of this stage, Will? What's the name of this stage?
Flagler.
And it holds 5,000, you said.
Holds 5,000. It held around 3,000 in past years or last year. So
we know the temp on the floor?
No, but I'm sure Souza or Eva could tell us. Oh, we have it. And look at this. We don't even need their stream. Oh my
goodness, we have all the way around.
Whose camera is this? This is Eva's camera?
Eva cam.
Good job, girl. Killing it.
They are struggling with these double unders.
And especially now, I mean, their forearms are probably shot.
What do you see, John, that makes you think they're struggling?
They're stopping. They're not just breaking, they're stopping. And this is 75 double unders. That's not, for elite athletes, that's not hard. They are stopping because they're tired.
How much does that rope weigh?
I'm not sure. Is it the Zeus rope?
Not sure.
But I just say weighted double unders. Go ahead, Will.
That was Karis Webster that got on the med balls first, and so has been leading the entire time and is still way ahead.
When you look at these GHDs, these aren't very fast GHDs. So this is taking a toll on them really fast. You see how she's just stopping, the girl in the pink shorts?
Yeah, she didn't take her ancestral supplements this morning. Something's definitely off. She must have
I'm just saying that's not from tripping. That's because she wants to stop. So
it looks like Will says that the last sled, Karis's sled, is about 3 flips from the end. So she's just got to get off and flip it about 4 times to get.
And that'll be the third interval, right, Will?
Yeah, third interval.
So I would expect the final heat to finish in 2 intervals.
Yeah.
I think half of the field will finish in 2 intervals.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to make it clear that this is Will Branstedter's debut as a commentator at the Wodapalooza event. And this is also Eva, Will Plummer's, and Matt Souza's first time filming a live event, and they're doing an amazing job. Actually, Will, you may have saved the show. Not may have. If I was humbler, I'd say you did.
Yeah,
so this is Karis Webster. She's way ahead.
Yeah, you see how if there's a race, like this camera view will be really, really good.
Yeah. This is a perfect setup, guys. You guys with your iPhones. Yeah, this is awesome.
And then at the finish, we should go to Plumber's cam.
Plumber cam.
380 pounds. and she's coming to the end of flipping it for 180 feet. And she's all alone. She's going to set the bar
Boy, she's
high.
taking a long time. She's right there. Go, girl.
Do we see a clock?
There you go, right there. So if we need a clock, go to Plumber's Cam.
11:03. Or
She's got
11:04.
1 minute. Oh, that was the end of the interval?
No. She finished. I think.
It does, she looks like she's walking back.
Surely not.
Look at her.
Hey,
I don't
Plumber.
think she finished, Will.
Plumber, can you do you know if she finished right there?
He's
They may
muted.
not be
hold
able to
on.
use-
Hold on.
he's
Let's
muted.
see if we can unmute him.
I can't.
Go to the live feed. Go to the actual feed. They can. They'll say.
Here in the
Can you-
1 minute break, Maddie Edwards all by herself in first place here. A final
Maddie Edwards.
4 minute interval to close out the event. This is the first of 4 heats in flipped off the opening event of the 10th year of Wodapalooza.
Okay, see if she's still double under.
So now that they are tired, they get an extra minute on top of all that to get into the
She's
the
double under,
flip.
Will.
I'm really
Yeah.
excited to
She didn't
watch.
finish.
Did you see how long she took that break though?
Yo, so long.
To do that last sled, like she took a huge break.
So she didn't make it. That's confirmed.
No. Yeah, she didn't make it.
Dang.
She's 1 flip away, so she has to go back and do
That's
all those reps.
All of it. The GHDs are it's the killer. I know people are struggling with the dubs, but just to add on 25 GHDs.
Vellner said this is I'm paraphrasing what he's saying, but this is the kind of workout if you start an event with, you will feel the entire week. So basically they're going to feel this one every day, he's saying.
And I do think events like this one and the second event, I think the fittest people will win the event. So like the top 3 or top 5 people, those will be the top 3 or 5 people at the end of the competition.
Like it's a well-rounded event that's indicative of your total fitness.
Well, and recovery, because you have to really recovery. Whoever recovers the best is usually the fittest person, i.e. Matt Fraser. So when you work that hard in the interval, you have 1 minute to recover. If you can do the exact same thing, you will beat everybody else. So typically events like this, the fittest at the end of the competition will finish at the top of this, whatever event it is.
And this will really factor in for the second workout of today, especially, I mean, these people in these lower heats are just going to be shot because they're going to have to do all the intervals and they're going to be destroyed.
That's why I'm not a big fan of this type of event to start, because the best people are going to get done in 2 intervals. They did half of the work of these people and they're already fitter. You know what I mean? So
you're setting up people to just get wrecked.
Should we fix that to Eva's Instagram?
I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people will follow her.
Yeah. If we know what it is. Whatever we do, let's make sure we switch to Sousa's cam.
Yep.
Let's switch to Sousa's cam because it's going to be great to see them come off.
Will, are you directing the cameras, the camera angles?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was told yesterday I'm not allowed to touch.
This is so great that we have all 3 of these angles. It's kind of crazy how good this is right now.
I can't believe how good the iPhone streams are.
Yeah, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Andre. This is the owner of barbelljobs.com. He was the one who was crazy generous to give us the 3 VIP tickets to give away to the listeners. It's pretty crazy. That was a last minute thing. Everything we do here is last minute. And we appreciate all you guys. I mean, we're doing our best, and everyone's chipping in and doing their best to support us, and I love it.
If she really only had one
That
flip
was one.
left,
Yeah, she's done.
her coach needs to be like, she needs some hard work. Oh, they have to go back.
Oh,
that makes sense. Okay,
That makes sense then. That makes sense. So nobody got close to finishing then.
No.
She just made it halfway.
I don't think they described that they had to go back.
Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you were listening on the other feed, they would have never messed that up. That's why you're listening to this feed, for errors like that.
Well, we're just building the tension.
Well, we just
we
we
knew.
thought
We
180
knew.
feet. Yeah.
We knew the whole time. We just wanted to build the tension, the drama.
That makes
it's all about
that
the
makes
drama.
a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense then. I'm sorry for cursing your name, girl, in the middle.
I was gonna judge her too. I was gonna ask you, man, is that the difference between elite and just stage one, athletes? But yeah.
And so this one,
is
the fourth interval, right?
Yeah, it's Maddie Edwards.
Hey, she's going hard now though. Look at her.
Well, it's the last one. Yeah, go to Souza's. I mean, she's way ahead of. Man, these girls can't flip this. Look at everybody. They're
on the
crushed.
ground.
Oh my god.
They're just wrecked.
Okay, so for the elite women, I think somebody will get it done in 3. I think 3 will be the top. I think like one person will get it done in 3 intervals.
Hey, that's a pretty good crowd for a Thursday afternoon at
Huge.
lunchtime.
And it's just the beginning of the.
Which is a really good programmed event if you think about it. When the top person gets it done in 3 intervals and everybody else has to do 4, that's ensuring everybody has to do the same amount of work.
Hey, look, so one of our guys is on the floor. You can't be out there. That's awesome. Get it, Souza. Look at Souza breaking the rules. I'm pretty sure there's a rule that we weren't allowed.
We got to do this for
film from
interviews. Whoever wins, he needs to walk up right to him.
Get him, Souza. Get him.
Dang, that setting is just so cool. I mean, this event has something that nothing else, no other CrossFit event has. Like Dubai's cool, but on the beachfront in Miami with all the buildings in the background, it's just a great environment.
Chris Thompson, Julie, thank you. Slowinski, thank you. You guys are awesome. Jim Cleesis. This coverage is much better than hearing the announcers describing something we can't see.
Hey, careful. Come on.
All right.
I'll describe something you can't see.
Oh, look at so some of these people must be watching from the event. This guy just said, I just saw one of the guys filming with an iPhone. Awesome.
I mean, Souza's iPhone has like autofocus. Did you see that earlier? The iPhone 13 Max.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, they need to put their phone on the charger as soon as the event is over. We're going to get to the last event and everybody's going to have 3% left.
That's, you know what, Eric, I didn't think of the overheating part. That's a really good point. I did. They do have tons of chargers. They went fully prepared for that, but the overheating is very interesting. What do you think? What do you suggest for that, Eric? Like just like literally like an ice pack in a Ziploc bag or something, and put it just adjacent to the phone. I don't think it's that hot there though, guys. I think it's about. I'm going to say it's in the mid 70s, low to mid 70s.
It's January. It's not 90 degrees.
Yeah, and people that are like Souza and Eva and Will, you guys can exit the stream in between heats and stuff.
Unless you want to show us some behind the scenes stuff.
Unless you're trying to, give us Matt Frazier talking to Ricky Garard underneath the bleachers.
Yeah, yes. I was going to say going to the outhouse.
Somebody said it was 74. That's fine. That's a great
amazing.
workout weather. Yeah.
Keep your eye open as I send out invites to people if they pop up in the bottom.
All right, go ahead and put it on the live feed. I want to hear if the commentators are talking about the event.
We learn from heat number 1.
That you really want to understand what that sled is. But here we are. We're at that interval setup, that 3-3-3-4. You have that buy-in of the double unders and the med ball GHDs, the weighted med ball GHDs, and then that flip sled. You can see it there looming in the distance. They increase that distance. So it's not 180 feet. It's going to be 240 feet, and it's 80 pounds for the women on that sled. It's no joke.
10 women in these second of 4 heats. Lane number 4, a name you might be familiar with. That is a Paige Powers.
So they increased the sled distance.
Stars on the women's side of the competition.
And 18 years old out here.
Hold that thought, John.
One of the
We got to
invited
talk about
athletes,
that.
which is awesome. 2 times at the teens game, she was 3rd in 2018 and 2019. So she gets to mix it up here with the big kids. So I want to see what she has in her tool bag to see if she's afraid or if she can handle that pressure. And then next to her, I'm looking at Kayla Stefano. And as far as being an athlete that knows her way around, she's been around. I've seen her at Wodapalooza a handful of times. She was 13th in the qualifier 3 times at the team games. Second to Haley Adams when Haley was competing in the team, then in 2 first places.
The second of 4 heats is underway. Maddie Edwards has your best score from heat number 1. She was not able to complete the entire event, but did make the turn on her flip sled.
All right, I got some questions.
Right,
2 things. What do you mean they made it longer? Originally, it was it's longer.
They
than
said 180 feet is what is on Instagram and what is written online. They extended it to 240 feet.
Okay.
So I think somebody tested it and probably finished it in 2. And then they were like, no, we don't want anybody to do that. So they extended it to 240 feet. And that's why.
For men and women?
I would assume so. That's why I don't think they would extend it for one and not extend it for the other. That's why the first heat, which is the least fit heat, nobody got close.
And let me ask you this: what do you think about the difference between changing the distance versus changing the weight? Like, why not increase the weight, and why make?
I think
the
it's
distance
harder
longer?
to test. Increasing the distance is more about fitness and more about repeatability, strength, endurance. Where increasing the weight is just testing who's the strongest.
Okay, so it's what they want to test, and then there was something else they said just there, or was it in the comments I saw about this event? Sorry, slipped my mind. I'll remember here in a minute.
Sevon, did you look at the private chat?
No. Oh my goodness, it's crazy in there. How far up do I have
Just
to
look
read?
at the bottom, the last 4 messages.
Oh, okay.
So I know they increased the weight. They increased the weight too from 365 to 380, but I think they had done that beforehand. The distance was last minute.
I wonder what makes them make a change like that last minute.
Hey, guys in the chat, Dallin or Colton, do you know that they increased the weight from 500 for the men? Is it heavier than 500?
Oh, Dallin's gonna kill this, huh?
We got Dallin and Colton in the chat. I don't know if you
I saw Colton. Dallin is gonna just throw that thing fucking across the gymnasium, isn't he? Across the floor. How's Dallin? How tall is Dallin? Or how is he gonna do on those GHDs, those heavy GHDs?
He'll be fine. I don't see the GH. It's really all about that sled for this event. I can tell you how tall Dallin is. I think he's 6 foot.
And so that made that, yeah.
Yeah, he's 6 foot, 212. Honestly, I think weight has a lot. Wow. So that's the same, about the same weight that they had in 2015. That's a good bit heavier than they were going to do. Listen, we got Colton and Dallin on the team too, giving us inside information. We know the briefings. Nobody else knows the briefings because they don't reveal it.
Let me see what I can do. I wonder if I have Dallin's number in my phone.
So Brian texted me down and back. Down and back is the finish. Approximately 30 flips. I don't know how he knows that's 30 flips, but
Brian knows it all.
Yeah, I feel like it's a different number of flips for every. You get an extra flip, you push it every time,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah, I saw some of the girls were flipping and it like bounces,
Yeah.
Do
I
I-
would push that thing so hard at the top, it would be 29 flips for me, okay? I'm not doing 30 flips, so I don't have to.
I'm sending
I do think the pig with the handles is easier than the pig they had at the games that one year, just because you can get a grip on it. A lot of people had trouble getting their fingers under and just getting that initial start. For that question.
I don't think I have Dallin Pepper's phone number. I think it's
Colton, you need to make this 28 flips, okay? You need to push it so hard at the top.
Oh, that's interesting. Did you say make it 28 flips and he's saying it's 30 flips in the briefing?
They said in the briefing it was approximately 30 flips.
And how are you suggesting that he would make it fewer flips?
If you can make it bounce more at the top. Like if it's at the top, it's about to flip over. You push it, it's going to bounce further at the end. I'm sure everybody's doing that though, so they might be 30 flips with that. But
Alejandro, go ahead,
see,
Will.
You'll see, Stefan, whenever they get it up to resting on their shoulders and they go to throw it on the ground, if you just watch the sled, because of the rubber, it'll bounce forward. So the harder you push, the faster and the more it'll bounce across the floor.
Okay. Alejandro, I'm actually surprised. Alejandro, I'm actually surprised how well the stream is coming in. I agree better would be better, but I'm really surprised at how well it is. And thank you. Lattes on you. I appreciate it. Only sending cash to have Sevon say my name on broadcast. This broadcast is fire. Brent Bieber. I say it 3 times. One time for each $5.
Isn't Justin Bieber Canadian? Justin Bieber's Canadian.
He is. He is.
So they're
Canadian,
probably related.
How do you know that guy's Canadian?
He sent Canadian dollars. So this is.
No. So he only gets 2. He only gets.
This is Justin Bieber's brother that we don't know about. The other Bieber.
Craig, this is heat number 2. Second heat.
And guys, on an event like this, the weighted GHDs are not a big difference maker like they were at Rogue, because at Rogue they were running. This is just all about flipping that sled. It's just way different than running.
Can we check out Souza cam again? Souza's down on the field. Let's see.
Ricky got food poisoning, for people asking about that.
Yeah, we're hearing conflicting stuff. We're hearing he pulled. I think the Wodapalooza crew was reporting that it was long COVID, but then we have people on the ground saying he was explosive diarrhea from food poisoning. I'm going to go with the latter.
You see that bounce, Stefan?
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah. I like it. Hey, I wonder if anyone's been called back yet. Like you hear the timer go. I wonder what the rule is on that mid flip thing.
4 heats, guys.
I
think if you get to the top, they'll let you push it down.
Okay.
Yeah. So the women have 4 heats. And then the men have 5 heats, I believe. And the first 2 are a little smaller because there's more men.
It looked like they had a camera issue down there on the ground there. Brent, thanks again, buddy. Brent Bieber from Canada. And I'm sorry about your leader. And what a tragedy that your leader. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, these wide angle shots are just so much better. Even if it's like a little blurrier than the actual broadcast.
Yeah,
I just want to see them next to each other. I don't want to see any up closes almost.
Look at click on Eric's comment.
Unless it's Rich's team, then I like some up close.
Eric Weiss.
Is Eric there? Is Eric at the event?
Eric's like trailing behind Souza. That's what we need. We need these guys with cameras, and then we need people actually following the people with cameras, behind the scenes.
So Colton said if you pick it up off of the ground before the minute, you can finish that flip. Because if you think about it, you just get less rest time. So it all equals out.
Wait, so as long as if you pick it up, you get to flip it, even if it's 1 inch off the ground. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Hey, and some people might be like, hey, that's not fair because it's not over the halfway point or it didn't pass the fulcrum, but that's not how they make decisions.
But if you think about it, it takes 8 seconds to flip it. Right. So you get 10 seconds less rest than everybody else. So it evens out. But
my point is also this. They're not trying to do necessarily what's most logical, what's most fair. They're trying to do what's easiest to judge and what's cleanest. And it's so clean to say, okay, it was 1 inch off the ground.
So first the medball GHDs is Chloe Gavin David. And second was lane 1, Amy Kringle. I don't know how far their sleds are.
Dude, Eva's killing it. What a great angle.
Yeah, this is great. Plumber, can you give us a look at the sleds? How far along the floor they are, if you can hear us?
Dude.
Can you do a pan over?
He probably can't hear us. It's okay.
Plumber, can you show us your driver's license?
Social Security and how much cash you have in your wallet.
Just curious, since we got Colton in the chat. Colton, did you have a hand in Will winning the Swolverine thing? That's a little ridiculous, is it not?
Yeah, it's lit.
Hey. Will your daddy let you come on live with us? I just sent Jason Hopper a link.
So I believe this is Chloe Gavin David. Or no, what am I looking at? This is Paige Powers.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just impressed that you're trying to do it.
Or nope. Yes, it is Chloe.
No.
Lane 7.
And is she on her way back? Okay.
Can you send me that link, Will?
Yeah.
I know you sent it this morning. I couldn't find it. Sorry, John.
This is the third interval, correct?
Yeah.
By the clock. Can you tell him to look at the clock real quick?
We don't have that angle anymore.
Oh man. No,
Hey,
Will can see it from here. There we go. Well,
Hey.
he just went behind a pole.
Hey guys, if Dave Castro gets hired back, we could probably do this at the semifinals and the games, and imagine how much better we're going to get every time we do this. This is truly nuts that we're just using podcasting software StreamYard and just cool randos from the podcast with their iPhones. It is nuts.
So Chloe David, I think she's going to finish. She's got one more interval with one more minute, so she will finish. I don't know if anybody else is close.
And it looks like the stands are continuing to fill in, so it might even be full by the time we get to the top heats, which is crazy, which is awesome for Matt and his team.
And what Will was telling us earlier is last year these stands were built to hold 3,000 people. Sorry, 2 years ago the stands were built to hold 3,000 people, and this year they increased it to 5,000 people. And it looks like they may even have their 3,000 from last year already there, right?
Yeah, for Thursday at 12:30, there's quite a few people there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Colton,
you don't
what's
see this
up?
at the games. Dude, what's up? Oh, look at your hair, dude. Oh my goodness. You came for business.
That's right.
So are y'all watching on a TV right now, Colton?
No, I was watching on my phone. I'm getting ready to head to the venue here soon.
Who are you with? Is your girlfriend with you?
No, I'm all alone.
Is that the way you like it?
Yeah, kind of. I like to do.
Are you in an Airbnb, Colton?
Yeah. Do you guys want to see how big it is?
Give us a tour.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the front door.
Some nice dents.
Good
Did
start.
you put those
Yeah.
dents in the wall?
Yes.
This is awesome.
So that's it. And then the bathroom.
That's awesome.
Colton, that's one of those steel boxes that people live in China.
It's not too bad. It's good for me.
What do you think about this workout, Colton? Are you going to get it? Oh, he's breaking up pretty bad.
This one will be fun. I pretty much only.
Oh, he was about to say something good.
Colton, you're breaking up really bad, dude. I don't know if it's you or us, but we can't hear you. Sorry. No, sir.
Colton, can you hear us?
Only for that one sentence you said. Is that any better? This is what I do to my kids, by the way, too. Like if I see them like in the drawer where there's like they're not supposed to be in, I just give them one of these. Giving Colton the finger waggle.
Oh, he went outside.
You're a good dude.
He's a good guy.
Is that better now?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, I just came outside.
Hey, what will you bring with you to the venue? Like, you bring yourself, and what else do you bring? Do you bring a bag? How come you don't have any help? Shouldn't someone be carrying your shit and like keeping your mind off of like just like running wild?
No, I don't really mind being alone. I mean, I train alone. I work at the farm alone all the time. It's not really a big deal for me. But I'll just bring my gym bag. I'll bring all the food and supplements that I need. And I'll bring an extra pair of clothes, and that's pretty much it.
And how far is your VRBO from the venue? Will you walk?
No, it's like I'll have to take an Uber. It's like 15 minutes.
Listen, people, this guy needs a sponsor. Someone needs to get this guy a hotel room and with all expenses paid, like so he can order room service and all that shit. What is going on? This guy shouldn't have to drive.
I don't mind it too much.
You're not pampered and spoiled like me. Why didn't your girlfriend come with you?
So she gets, I think, like 3 weeks vacation a year from work. So she's going to save that for, like, the semis and the games and other stuff like that.
The working class.
Are
you feeling any pressure? There's more eyeballs on you now than probably ever before. People are starting to get to know who you are. Do you feel any pressure from that?
No. I mean, I feel pretty much the same as I do coming into any comp. Definitely nervous and just got the first day jitters and things like that. But I mean, the workouts are it's what I do every day. There's nothing here that's none of the workouts are intimidating. None of the athletes are intimidating. I'm just excited to get it going. I'm prepared for everything here.
That's right, Vellner. No intimidation.
Did you hear about Ricky's ass, Colton?
No.
I guess he had to pull out because it was leaking.
That sucks.
Yeah,
he got food poisoning.
How'd that happen?
You tell me. I don't know. We think somebody had some suspicious activity on the guy's side.
We think Vellner put X-Lax in his coffee.
So it looks like they just finished the workout and everyone got capped again.
Oh, Colton, let me ask you this. So we're suspecting, we're reporting that the flip got extended from 180 feet to 240 feet. Do you know anything about that? Did they change that on you guys?
I haven't heard anything about that. In the briefing, they told us it was 180 feet.
Okay.
They told us that it was supposed to be like down and back. They said that would be approximately 30 flips. So if they extended it, then I'm guessing that means it'll be about 45 flips.
Okay. We're just hearing that. We don't know exactly what's going on.
It looks like down and back is still the finish, Colton. So we just heard Sean say 240, but Brian said down and back would have been the finish, 30 flips. So
yeah,
I think that's still what it is.
Yeah, that's what we were told in the briefing anyway. But I mean, I came here before on a team of 3, and it wouldn't surprise me if they changed it.
And my mom says hi, Colton.
What's up, Rosemary?
Colton is. God, life is so
casual.
weird. Don't talk to my mom. Colton, is your dad watching?
I think I have to send him the link still, actually. But he'll talk about it.
Is there an event that you're looking forward to the most this weekend?
I'm really looking forward to a lot of the events. I like this one because I've been training almost exclusively with this jump rope for the past few months. So I'm excited to see how that's come along. I remember the first time I did it was at Rogue in 2020, and I got absolutely destroyed. I couldn't do more than 10 or 20 at a time. So I'll see if I can go unbroken on all these. It's in the cards, but I don't know if it'll happen.
Tell us about the rope.
Is it the Zeus rope?
It's the Rogue rope. So the
Okay.
Zeus, I think Rogue Zeus rope or something like that. So it has it's a heavy cable and heavy handles. I think the handles are each 1.5 pounds, and then the cable is another pound or so. It's way different than a regular rope. Just burns out the shoulders a lot more.
What's the cable made of? Is it steel?
Yeah, it's steel, and it's got like a little rubber coating around it.
And so it hurts if it hurts if it hits you.
I don't know. I don't miss.
Oh, right. Of course. And then after this event, you retreat back to your VRBO?
I might. I'm in one of the later heats, so I'm not sure how much time I'll have between events. But if I need to stay there, I have food and everything that I would need. So I'll just kind of see what time it is when we get done. I might come back for a little bit.
All right. Hey, dude, thank you so much for calling in. We will feel free to call in anytime. We'll be bugging you later on today. It's crazy generous of you to give us your time. I know you have your game face on, and but we'll be cheering for you. The 600 or 700 people on our live feed are cheering for you. Everyone loves you, whether you do good or you do great. You're going to do one of those two. If you don't, then we'll stop cheering for you.
All right. No problem.
All right, man. We'll bug you later on today. Thank you.
See you, brother.
Damn, we're lucky.
What a guy.
Yeah. Hey, we got to get, what if we could get the ancestral supplements guy, Liver King, and Colton Mertens in it together? Like a little workout.
A wrestling match.
That too. Wrestling match. All of it. Everything. Should we listen to what these guys are saying? The big boys are saying? The adults were saying? Okay.
Yep. I think this might be a good event for her.
That's my neighbor, Michelle.
So we're going to see what she can put down.
So heat
and then
3.
as far as our first place qualifier out of for the Wodapalooza qualifier. We have Oihana Moy Oliver, and I'm just representing Spain. So again, we're talking about people from all over. I hope she does well here in this event as well.
That girl looks badass. I think she's going to do good just based off looks.
I think Taylor Howe is going to do very good. She's one of the ones to watch in this one.
Yeah, so some names. So Sasha Nieves, she's a Mayhem, right?
Yes. Newly. She came with Guillermo. They came in a package.
I've heard you guys say Annika Greer.
Annika Greer.
Annika. She's young. Is that right?
Yes, she's 18 or 17. She's basically Canada's Mal O'Brien. Nobody's heard of her, but she got sixth in the Atlas
Canada's
games.
Mal O'Brien was Emma Lawson.
No, I'm telling you, this girl is
really.
I think Emma Lawson's American. I know you keep saying
she's from Canada.
I feel like
she lives in Canada.
Me and Brian had this argument before.
That's what Will's here to pick up Brian's spot.
Taylor,
I'm definitely not doing that.
Hey, let's check out some of these other cameras here real quick that we have on the ground, the Souza cam and the Plumber cam and the Eva cam. Just so you guys know, our people have already gotten in a little bit of trouble today. We've been told we can't film from certain angles. But whatever, we still do.
Annika is only 5'1", so I do think she's smaller athlete. So I'm not going to say she's going to be amazing in this one. I kind of look for the bigger people to all have a better event in this one.
Yeah, so I guess from here, if you're looking at it, the people close to us, it goes Caroline Connors, Sasha Nieves, and Annika Greer, Taylor Howe, Christine Best, Kendall Vincelette, Michelle Bassett, Alina, not even going to try the rest of that, Olivia Sulek, and Oana Moya Oliver. But they all look Vincelette. Yep, that's what I said.
Which one did you not want to try?
Elena
Caratala Sanhueja.
Yeah, John, let's go. What ethnicity is that?
Well, give me a second. Spain.
That's
Spanish.
Awesome. I've been to Spain.
Well, you should be able to say that name, man.
No, that's why I didn't like it that much, because I went and I couldn't speak Spanish and it was miserable.
All right, so this girl right here is killing everybody. She's already almost all the way down the field. And what lane is? It looks like the fourth lane. What lane did you say that was, Will?
Fourth is Taylor Howe.
Man, somebody said she was going to be good in this event.
Hey, do you really have to push it to make it go further? It looks like it gets a pretty good hop just letting it go on its own.
It will, but you get, if you can get one more foot difference every single flip, that will equal a flip in the long run, which is huge.
Have you seen any of those get squirrely? Have we seen one fall to the side yet, or one get cockeyed?
Not to the side. We did see one bounce and then bounce to the side.
I think a lot of them have been not falling, but a lot of them have been bouncing in each other's lanes. I know earlier we saw someone have to readjust. Go to the front of the sled and pick it up and move it back into their lane.
Souza, put the drone up. Let's just show off right now. Put the drone up, please. God, wouldn't that be awesome? Hey, it's coming. It's coming. Put the iPhone in a drone and send it up.
Sevon, I wanted you to hear you say that name.
Elena Karataya Sanhuja. Huja.
Surely the J is silent. Hooha.
Sanahuja. It depends. What kind of name you think that is? You think that's South American, or you think that's like Indian?
I think it's Spanish, or like from Spain. So maybe it's Catalonian.
Yeah, it's something. That's
John, did you just change shirts?
Yeah, somebody said I'm not representing the podcast well with my hustle shirt on. So
that's true.
I had to go to that one. Yeah. You're welcome, Sevon.
No, you can wear whatever you want on this podcast. Yeah, shirtless is best. Tyler Watkins, the sled. Why does Tyler have his name as Jason? Tyler Watkins, always a great contributor to the show. This guy knows his stuff. The sled is 5 feet tall, about 2 feet in depth. It's about 60 flips to complete the workout. You demand, Tyler. Thank you, brother. So that's double the amount of flips that we were reporting, right?
Yeah, that's coming straight from Brian, though. So I feel...
I don't know. Tyler's like a human.
No, I know. Tyler's number guy.
Did they brief just down? because I think in the briefing, if they just briefed down, then that would be 30 flips, and then they changed it to back, down, and back, so that would be 60 if that's what happened.
Can we check the stream again?
Sure.
How hard is it for you to switch back and forth, Will? Is it easy?
It's not too bad. Oh, how do I get that banner down? It's just if I'm looking at the comments at the same time, then I have to switch back and forth. But it's easy.
So that lady on the double unders is behind everyone else?
Yes.
Yeah, and also their stream is way behind our stuff.
That's good that we got that from Colton, that information from Colton, because he said he could only do 20 at a time. So that rope must be a huge difference then. I've never tried it, so I wouldn't know. I don't know.
Well, let's be clear. He can do more than 20 now, but when the first time he picked it up.
But still, with a regular rope, you would assume he could do, a fair amount.
I heard that they've ordered another 3,000 TDC shirts, and
I'm getting mine today.
You are?
I just got the notification it got delivered.
Oh, that's awesome.
Do you know how many they sold the first time?
I do.
You guys are looking way too. Kyle, Tyler.
I mean, they sold out in like an hour and a half or something.
Yeah. They got to flip the sled. You see Kyle's comment? They got to flip the sled down and back. That's what they got to do.
What's 240 by 7 mean?
240 divided by 7?
Okay. 240 is the number of feet.
So that girl in the blue shorts, the teal, is Elena, I think. Or is there a sled right at the bottom of our screen? Oh, so that's Michelle Bassnett in the blue shorts.
Yeah, Taylor should be on her way back though, because she was out in front by a lot. This next one is the third one, right? We should probably concentrate on who's in the lead. These people will make a difference as far as the.
Did you say concentrate?
Yeah.
Concentrate? I'm going to concentrate on ancestral supplements. That is the reason why today, guys, I'm better looking than most of you, and that we have 3 cameras on the ground that no one else has access to. Will Plummer, the Eva Cam, and the Souza Cam.
Grass-fed beef organs, a mouthful of meat.
Nothing like a mouthful of meat.
Will, I've never been more creeped out by your voice than just then.
So, John, you can see those, though? Because last night, Brian, I had to send them to Brian separately. I sent them to Brian last night because he couldn't see them when we were doing the stream, and he just replied, "Oh my God, LOL."
Yeah, I saw that. I got the chills. It was frightening.
Hey, listen, if you think it's creepy, that's creepy. What's even creepier is how much I like it. Like I listened to it when he sent it to me. I listened to it like 30 times in a row.
Sevon goes to sleep listening to Will.
Hey, I added a new one, Sevon. I added a new one. Are you ready?
Yes. Let's hear it.
Marrow. Bone. You like that one?
Yes. It's so good. Hey, and that's the one to get. In all honesty, if you're gonna get one of these guys, I'd start with the beef liver, and I would definitely get the bone and marrow. They're all good. And
I started taking bone and marrow and beef liver and one of the mineral ones every day.
Are you just taking one a day and working your way up to 6 a day?
Yeah.
You're supposed to take 6 a day, and the first time I started off with 6 a day, it kind of rocked me.
I'm taking 3 of bone marrow, 3 of beef liver, and 1 of the mineral every day because the mineral says increase by 1 every time.
Okay.
There's one more heat, guys. This is the third heat. Alyssa, if I had to guess, they didn't. Chloe David was very close to finishing. You said she got capped, right?
Yeah.
She was very close to finishing. I think somebody will finish in this heat. I think 5 or 6 will finish in the final heat.
Yeah, and the final heat is Paige Semenza, Danny Spiegel, Fee Sagafi, Ariel Lowen, Sarah Sigmundsdottir, Doder, Bethany Shadburn, Emma McQuaid, Emily Rolfe, Ellie Turner, Emma Tall. So all names that people know.
Yeah. I would say the majority of those girls will finish. If it is down and back, nobody's finished yet. So I guess we don't technically know now. But and I think a couple will finish in this one.
Hey, that bone and marrow. Can I play that?
Yeah, but I think we should wait till after this heat finishes so we can make sure we see who's.
So I have something to look forward to.
They're in the third interval right now, Will.
Yes. Or I think yeah.
Just so you guys know, after this event, I think the men will go, and you know, that's going to be more stimulating. I think there's more high-powered athletes in that. We won't have to wait to the last heat to start seeing some heavy hitters. And then after that, we have Echo on Fran, which is a 21:15.9 thruster, chest to bar pull-ups, and cows on the Echo bike. And we'll be staying live throughout all of this, I believe, 3 hours live. And later on today, we will be joined for an hour and a half by Jason Kleepa. He'll also be helping us commentate these events.
I'm going to go ahead and retract what I said, Alyssa, since nobody's on their way back, and it's the third one. I don't know. I don't know.
You see far down there, that far sled is Michelle Bassnett.
Yeah.
The one closest to us is, I want to say that, is it? That would be Caroline Connors.
Can you go to the live feed? Can you go to the live feed, please? And like hear what they're saying right now.
And she will get this last one in. And we have one final minute of rest before the final 4-minute interval. And
who is that? It's not Michelle.
Chloe Gobbin David had already made the turn at this point in heat number 2. So Taylor Howe is going to have a lot of work to do.
Taylor Howe.
That's Taylor.
Chloe Gobbin David as far as the lead in the heat or in the event, is concerned.
Taylor Howe pushed her sled all the way down. She got right to that finish line. And it was funny because I was watching, it got towards the end. And if you look at where her sled is, she's literally a foot. So she has to flip that again. It would have been in her best interest to just not flip it, because then all she has to do is flip down and then flip back. She wouldn't have had to go all the way into the box again and get that. So that's a whole extra flip that she has to do. It's just too bad. You've already seen that a couple times. You have to be aware of where you are.
Did you hear what he said?
Put that sled down there.
How would she mitigate that?
That doesn't make sense. I don't think that's what he was saying. That's what Bill was saying.
Yeah, I don't think he explained. I don't think he explained that properly.
She would have had
to flip it anyway. Like,
yeah.
So basically, she's going to do a flip, and it's going to send that thing deep into the end zone, and she's going to have to come out of it.
Yeah.
But he was saying there's a way to mitigate that problem, but I can't get my head wrapped around how
you'd have to start it from 3 flips back to mitigate it. You'd have to.
Yeah. There's Brian.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian.
There Brian is. Yeah.
There's our boy.
I'm going to go ahead and say I think Sarah is going to finish it, and I don't think anybody else will.
Is that
prediction.
who you?
That's what I'm.
So coming in, who are your top 3 that you were like, oh, they're going to do good on this workout?
Well, Sarah, I'm going to go ahead and say Sarah and Bethany are going to do good on every workout. I don't think there's going to be a workout that. So I'm going to pick Sarah for this one, but I think Bethany will be very good too. Spiegel should be good at this one, but she surprises me with some stuff when she's not good at it. So I think Ariel Lowen will be really good too.
This is Taylor Howe right here.
Yeah.
Clearly the leader because she's first back on the sit-ups and her sled is way farther than everyone else's. We just need to remember, I guess, the lanes that farthest on the other side here it's hard to even orient, but
I wouldn't be surprised if Emily Rolfe is also good at this one. She's bigger, and I think she'll be able to move the sled. She's not the strongest athlete, but if she's able to pick it up and move it, she'll be very, very good.
I'm going to show you guys something real quick. Someone was asking in the comments. I don't know if you can see this. This is what the pills look like from Ancestral Supplements. And so it's basically just desiccated. It's desiccated organs. It's dried organs. So you have to take 6 of these in order to get what you need every single day. But what I'm saying is like when you get the bottle, only take like 1 a day for the first 2 days, then 2 a day for the next 2 days, then 3 a day for the next 2 days, then 4 a day. Like build up to it. Because the first time I got the bottle, I just dropped 6 of these at once, and it just didn't feel. It was
and
a little
also
weird.
The Ancestral Supplements people, if you ask about this stuff, they'll be happy to help.
Yes.
So this is Taylor Howe that we're looking at that has to do that 1 flip to get in the end zone, which that sucks.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, that's
and
like
now she's gonna do. So I see what Bill was saying. But
okay,
it's kind of just a bad a bad beat. It's a bad situation.
Yeah,
I don't think she could have mitigated it.
Yeah, you can't calculate it, and you can't know how far it's going to bounce. So there's
you can't like you see where red pants is right now. You can kind of calculate it here. Right now, I would not hard push it because you're going to have to flip it again, right? So I would just barely flip it and try to mitigate the bounce. But until you get to that point, there's no way to.
Is that Annika?
I want to say so.
Hey, the line that they have to cross isn't marked very clearly, huh?
It's the red
It's
line.
the red line.
Oh, well, she went 2 flips past it.
Yeah,
no,
that's what they were saying.
You got it. The sled has to be completely over it.
Oh, okay.
That's what kind of Bill was saying, is that it was just. But he described it as she could have avoided it. I think it was more of it just got really unlucky that her bounces and flips.
You see, everybody's way deep in the.
Yeah, people are way deep. Back to the Eva cam. I got to fix her. This is bumming me out that her Instagram's not on there. Let me see.
Okay, so that's the end. That is the end of.
Man.
So no one finished, and who is
nobody got close. Nobody got close.
So Chloe Gavin David is still in the lead.
Yeah, Chloe Gavin David
would appear from what we know, where we've seen people. She was at least.
How close was she to finishing?
I think she was. It looked to me like it was probably 5 flips from the end.
Man,
I think she was up into this midsection.
What's Eva's last name?
I don't know. I think it's her last name's the Sevon Podcast or something.
I can't find her Instagram.
It's like Eva Cat or something, right?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if they made the right call to extend the distance, but it does ensure that everybody does the same amount of work, which might be what they were thinking. Because if it was a shorter distance and half the field took 4 heats and the other half took 2 and did half of the work, like I can understand why.
It goes back to what we were talking about at the very beginning when we were saying, "Oh, this sucks because this workout plays so much into the other workouts as far as soreness and how tired you are," and we were saying, "Oh, this is horrible because these not as fit athletes are going to be so tired in the future because of this workout." So it kind of mitigates that, which I guess is good because we were saying that was a huge advantage for the top tier athletes.
That's better than the other way around. Then it's better for nobody to finish than for half the field to finish, and half the field does more work than the other.
Look at these volunteers just moving. I mean, that's another crazy thing about these events. And if you go to the games,
the volunteers,
you see the volunteers and how organized they are. But just thinking about this is not CrossFit putting on this event, and they're able to organize this level of competition is insane. I mean, with a huge crowd that rivals the games, a huge amount of volunteers that are so coordinated. I mean, I can't even imagine the amount of planning that goes into this event every year.
It's not easy. It's not fun.
Yeah. Yes, Will. Will, he got food poisoning was the reason we are hearing for Ricky.
Like legitimate. Like he had the manifestations. Like he was having explosive diarrhea. And so Ricky's out. Guy's out. Who else pulled out? Did we hear anyone pulled out? Oh,
not for the same reasons.
Some teams. The Smith brothers.
Important distinction.
Eric, it's not total number of flips. It's it is total number of flips if you don't finish. Down and back is finishing. Nobody has finished.
Let's listen to what these guys are saying here on the floor.
Really need to figure out a way to be proficient on that sled if you want any chance of finishing this event.
Hey, don't win round 1. Win round 2, then you'll do great. But yeah, it's all about that sled and how efficient you're going to be and how smart you are with the other movements. So I cannot wait to see some heavy hitters that are used to doing some flips and how fast they were able to move that sled.
It looks like we're about to get started.
What's he mean by that? Oh, wait, let's listen to Jamie real quick.
Is making its debut here at Wodapalooza. And for many of these women, they have used the pig in the games, but this is a little bit different. The pig, you can only use your fingers underneath it, but here we do have handles on the flip sled, so they're able to get a full grip on that bar. It's 380 pounds, and we're looking to see which one of these women can finish this.
That, by the way, if you want to see an amazing podcast, I interviewed her for the CrossFit podcast, and that is a cool chick.
Hey, click on Adam's comment.
So real quick, while we're looking at those ladies, closest to us is Paige Semenza. Then you have Danny Spiegel, Fee Sagafi, Ariel Lowen, 4th in the green shorts, black top with a headband and sunglasses. Then you have Sarah in the black tank top, Bethany Shadburn, Emma McQuaid, then Emberly Rolfe, Ellie Turner, and Emma Tall. So this is the stacked heat. A lot of great
Tall
athletes.
has just tripped 3 straight times.
Wow, it's showtime.
4.
This is
She
the
just tripped
heat.
4 times.
Yeah, this is the heat.
We're ahead of them. The stream hasn't even started this event yet.
Yeah, we're like 30 seconds ahead.
Wow. Hey, what did they mean by be efficient on the peg flips? Is that not the right word? What does that mean, efficient?
Just I think they might just mean don't waste your energy, like don't overexert. I know there's a lot of talk
out on the first
especially on the pig. A lot of people talked about the form of getting the pig up to your shoulders.
Yeah, is it the form or the pacing they're referencing? Form or pacing?
I would say form, right?
I would say both.
Yeah. But I know on the pig itself, this is obviously different, the flip sled, but people talked about the one fluid motion to get it up to your shoulders. Obviously, you're less exertion.
Yes. But with the pig is a little different than the flip sled. The flip sled is a little bit, everybody kind of just does it the same. It's intuitive how to do it. The pig is an efficiency thing for sure. I don't think that applies as much for the flip sled, but you don't want to curl it, obviously.
John, can you talk about med ball sit-ups? I know there's a lot of discussion about during Rogue about rolling on your legs or touching it. What was that discussion about, if you remember?
Sure. So if you look at Spiegel, she's just holding the ball in one and then touching it and then going. And then if you look at Paige Semenza, she kind of rolls it. And it's not as evident as it was when Vellner and Medeiros did, but Medeiros kept that ball and it didn't move, and he just one fluid motion. He didn't pause at the top and then roll it, and he would gain half a second every single rep on Vellner.
So that's,
and in the long run, that paid off.
That's Bethany in the lead with the flip sled right now.
But look how easy Sarah's flipping it. Look at Sarah right next to her.
Great.
Like, look right back at it. You see how fast this is?
And that looks, I would say that's when you're talking about efficiency. That's what you're talking about. She's getting up to her knee. She raises one knee to get it to her shoulder and then flips it.
And
over.
It looks repeatable. Like I think Shadburn is going to get tired. I don't think Sarah's going to get tired.
Sarah's catching her too.
But you got to think you got 4 intervals. You know what I mean? You're going to be doing this a lot. Shadburn's
we're already seeing them. We're already seeing them destroy the previous heats.
And they'll slow down. But
let's look at the Souza cam. Let's look at the Souza cam. Hey, just so you guys know, Will is choosing different camera angles and commentating at the same time.
Oh, this will be really good on the way back. This camera angle.
Using software that we've never used before like this. This is pretty crazy. You guys are killing it.
So we see Sarah is in the lead by quite a bit now. So she was behind. She started out behind Bethany by at least a flip, and I think now she's ahead by 2 flips.
All right, Craig, you're on. I'll take it.
Hey, there's a tremendous amount of focus that's needed here too, so that you don't get injured. And I think we're going to see something crazy happen in the men's heat. 500 pounds, you can't fool around.
580.
580. They increased the weight.
Yeah, we're gonna see
Taylor Self's gonna get crunched.
Yeah, we're gonna see something crazy.
This is not gonna be a good event for Taylor. No, what's funny is they have this flip sled at Crash, and they practice it all the time. I kind of thought this was gonna be a good event for him, but seeing how it destroyed the women, I mean, it hasn't destroyed anybody in the final heat, so I could be wrong. But
let's check out Sarah on the stream. They're showing Sarah.
Looks fierce as always.
Yeah.
She's crushing it.
She just took a jog. That was nothing.
Man, she is something special. And we're off. We haven't seen anyone break these up yet, right?
No, we've seen. So Emma Tall was struggling a lot in the far lane. She's in the farthest lane.
Do you see her right now?
She's resting right now. She tripped 5 times within the first 10.
And so Emma Tall, right? She was 21st at the games?
Yeah, she's the athlete, maybe? If you recall, would have made it, should have made it. The games penalized her. She submitted her video, didn't make it, did last chance qualifier.
I mean, she's struggling.
Yeah.
Where's she from again? Norway? Sweden?
Emma Tall?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, she is from Sweden. Yeah, Sweden.
So what I heard you guys describing the differences between the med ball roll and just holding your hands. And when you hold in your hands, it blows your biceps up a little bit more, right? But it's faster, you're saying?
Look at Shadburn's GHD. So you see her on the other side of Sarah?
Yes.
Yep.
Watch how fast she is.
The idea is that rolling the med ball, yes, saves your arms, but
it's not
from
a
what we've
lot.
seen, I don't think it really does. It's just gives you a reason to slow down.
Yeah, and it's not a lot of time difference, but a quarter of a second and 25 reps, that equals 12 seconds that you have just lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but and that was a huge difference. And
somebody lost a wall ball.
Oh no! 6 seconds. 6 seconds.
Milner's not even on yet. What is happening?
That might be Emma McQuaid.
Oh, Sarah took a long time on those GHGs though, but that might be her strategy to pace herself on the GHGs and go really, really hard when she gets to the sled.
So there's Danny.
Yeah.
There's Sarah.
Wow, great camera angle.
Look how easy this sled is for Sarah.
Oh,
she
there you
just
see
picks it
Danny
up
having
and
to
takes
adjust.
off.
That's what we saw earlier too. Some athletes would have to go to the front to readjust it.
Yeah, that you can't win if you have to do stuff like that.
Exactly. Now she's looking scared to flip it over hard because she's scared it's going to bounce. And there's Sarah. So Sarah's late getting there, and she's back at it. That's how much more.
Oh, Danny, look at Danny's sled. She should have pushed that thing really hard at that last part.
Hey, that's the second time. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Spiegel, that sucks what happened.
That's like
to
a
her.
foot. It's
That
maybe a
really
foot.
Yeah,
sucks.
I mean, you could have, I think she could have mitigated it.
Okay, so Sarah now is completely pulled away. She's 2 or 3.
I mean, Shadburn's still there, but yes. And you have to think the last interval, they've only done 2, and she's already on her way back. The last interval is 4 minutes. It's not 3 minutes. She has a whole extra minute. So I think, I think a couple of girls are going to finish the way it looks.
Has anyone finished yet?
No.
And all she has to do is get back and she's done?
We think so. We don't know for sure, but we think so.
Oh, so since we don't know how long that cord is, she could have to go back again, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but by looking at how all the other girls have been, I highly doubt it. Because then most of the field did 1/3 of the distance they were supposed to do.
So she's gonna finish this. She's gonna finish before she gets to the 4 minute round.
She might finish this round. She might.
Okay.
It depends how tired she is. She could start slowing down. With these types of events, you could look really good until it hits you, and then you just slow down a lot.
Eva, you are killing it. Can they hear us? Can Eva hear us? And Will hear us? And Susie hear us?
I'd be surprised with how loud it is there.
It's crazy. Can you unmute Eva's camera for a second? I want to hear how loud it is down there.
No, because I think they've all muted themselves, so I can't undo it.
Okay. Oh, so that's Sousa's. I just unmuted Sousa's.
It's good to see her back on the competition floors. Competing on sport here.
That's pretty cool, right? I'm gonna try to unmute Will's now. No, I can't do Will.
Let's just unmute one of them and we can get some ambient noise. I can turn down their mic level.
Okay. That's Sousa's camera unmuted.
There, I turned it down.
How did you do that? You went into those 3 little dots?
If it's unmuted, yeah, you can go there and adjust mic settings, turn off automatic, and then change it.
Dude, you're a beast.
We won't get this. We don't have to worry about copyright, you think, right?
God, who knows?
Who cares? We'll find out.
Who cares? Yeah.
3 more days.
That depends on O'Keefe, right?
No.
We're talking about for the music. So Sarah was a little late getting to the GHDs, but we saw that not be a problem in the previous rounds. She would get.
She was one of the later ones to get off of the GHDs too. As soon as she gets to that sled, she's a monster.
And also, Will Plummer said that Ariel was in 3rd coming off of the sleds, which I didn't see, but so we'll look whenever they get back to him.
Man, I'm a little surprised. My picks are exactly what's happening. I kind of just threw that out there. What I thought. I'm surprised it's working out that way.
You said Ariel in 3rd, right? Oh, there's Danny.
Yeah, I did.
There's Ariel.
Danny.
Emma McQuaid.
So what's interesting is we did hear Sean and Bill say, "Hey, don't come out hard in the first round."
Hey,
Sarah came
that
out
far
quick.
lane. Who's in that far lane? That far lane, unless they're on the way up, is very close to Sarah, and we haven't
It's
been paying
not.
attention.
I think they're on the way up.
They're on the way up. Okay, never
So
mind.
we see Ariel and Danny are almost they're neck and neck.
Yep, Ariel and Danny, and then Bethany, and we're waiting on Sarah. Yeah, keep it here.
So Sean and Bill called that correctly. Sarah
Oh man, Sarah took a long time.
And that's Bethany. She's about to catch up her sled to where Sarah is, but Sarah's on it.
I really hope Sarah was trying to play this round smart.
Oh, look at her. I mean, yeah.
No,
she
but
immediately got there,
like,
picked it up, and just flipped it.
They
And
said it
she's
was only
not
30
stopping.
seconds left when she got to it, though. She's not going to have much time. But I'm hoping she took that round slow, knowing the next round is when to push it all out.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
She only got
Sarah's,
like 5 flips
is
in.
Sarah adjusting her pig right now, her sled right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's over. Oh, she didn't get much.
She only got like 5 flips in.
You see that other sled, though, Will? That person's on the way up?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, who's in the top 3 here now?
There looks like a lot of them are close now, but it was Sarah,
Bethany, Ariel, and Danny.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Never mind. I just want to say something to Logan here really quick. Hey, guys, we do have their feed. Their feed is 30 seconds behind our feed, and so that's why we're staying mostly on our feed. But we do have their feed. They're just 30 seconds behind. And we have 3 cameras on the floor. And I think that maybe their picture is clear, but I think we might even have better angles.
Yeah, I think it's way better to be able to see them all at the same time and not have cutaways. So Danny's been crushing this first part of the workout. She's been getting off the...
She's very efficient on the double unders. All right. Sarah and Bethany are tripped. Yeah, Danny's just on fire. Like, she got unbroken.
I mean, her form just looks amazing. She's holding perfect. Yeah, Sarah's struggling on the rope. A lot of movement in her body to get the rope spinning. So this is Ariel and Danny on the GHGs together, and they're neck and neck on the sled as well. So it's going to be a great finish for them. Neck and neck.
Significant lead by Danny on Ariel.
Yeah.
Who's that camera guy on the way end over there? Do you see him? It looks like he's bald.
Bald with a red beard. I think that's Taylor Self. I think he saw the workout and just decided to, I'll just take a camera.
Who is that? How did they get that access? Is that is that Eric Rosa? Is that maybe that's Mike Kozlov. I wonder who he's filming for.
So I mean, you're telling me that this camera guy can just stand right there in the middle of the lane, but we can't be on the floor with our iPhone?
This is a pretty damn good angle. Eva's been killing it. I wonder if her arms are sore from holding the camera like that.
Sarah does look blown up.
Yeah.
What do you mean, John? Just by the way she's moving?
Yeah, her GHDs are very slow. She's taking a second at the top.
Danny and Ariel off at the same exact time. Ariel's out in front, but
hey, is that not normal for Sarah? What is this? Just because she's just a little bit out of shape? She's been out of the game for a while.
Oh, you're right, John. Look at Emma McQuaid at the top.
I was trying to say that the whole time. Yeah. So it looks like Emma McQuaid, unless Ariel or Danny's got a second gear, is going to win this. No, so it looks like Sarah just went out too hot, Sevon, because she went really hard in those first 2 rounds, and it's obviously slowed her down quite a bit.
That's the leader right there on the Sousa cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, Susie,
Emma McQuaid.
Mm-hmm.
Danny is in second.
And look at Emma. She's controlling her sled a lot on the finish. on the when it bounces on the ground.
Hey,
You're
when
trying to
they
grab it.
when they started this workout, were they flipping it in one movement, and now it's 1, 2, 3 movements?
No, I think
okay.
That's been pretty consistent. Everyone gets it to their knee, gets it to shoulder, and then flips it over.
Hey, is that going to be a big difference for Colton and Dallin Pepper? Is it going to be significantly harder for Colton because he's shorter versus like a Hopper or Dallin Pepper?
It'll be a little bit harder, but I don't think it's not going to make a huge difference.
Okay, so they have to flip it and then run back. So we see Danny's just finishing, but Emma McQuaid finished first.
Dang, 4 girls past Sarah.
Maybe we should go to the live stream so we can see that. Since we're 30 seconds ahead, we can just see an instant replay of that.
Yeah.
Wodapalooza, make some noise for him as it counts down. 3, 2.
That might not be. Is that Emma?
Yeah.
I think it's Ellie Turner.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Why is it so hard to tell? That is Ellie Turner.
Yeah.
Wow, good call.
Good
Will.
for you, Ellie.
I mean, we're just creating so much drama on this stream. We'll tell you it's one person, find out it's someone else. And so Ellie Turner in first, Danny in second, and then
Let's hear these guys talk. Let's hear the big boys talk, the adults talk for a second.
See, this is why these streams.
And we'll see how the rest of the field shakes out, but only 2 women able to complete the event inside the 16 minutes, Emma Tall and Danny Spiegel.
And crazy the fact that Emma Tall was kind of in the shadows that whole time. We'd see her come off the buy-in part pretty well. Didn't seem like she was going that crazy fast on the sled, but what a way to finish. And again, we said how important it was to be able to either hold or negative split.
It was neither of them. It was Emma Tall.
It was Emma Tall.
This race, and that's exactly what Emma Tall did. She looked so smooth and fast. It was incredible.
So that I've been corrected, and I apologize for this. That is Ellie Turner, who was in Emma Tall's lane. So
Oh my God!
Yes,
we were right.
Let's go. Identifying her. We had her in the wrong lane. Ellie Turner is your event winner.
Will, you're a beast.
Unofficially.
Okay, mute these guys. Mute these guys.
We apologize.
We had the call first.
Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
You're a beast, Will.
We need the lane assignments and
We have them, but they're wrong. I have them pulled up, but they're wrong.
Can you send those lane assignments to John and
already? They're in private chat.
Oh shoot. Okay.
I haven't looked at
Okay.
that this whole time.
Okay. Thank you. Got it. Man, Will, you killed it. You killed it. The boys from their living room are killing it.
Let's go to some Sousa behind the scenes footage.
Okay, yeah, let's go. I agree. Let's see what's going on over here.
Hey, can you guys hear me all right?
We can.
Yes.
Oh, I can hear you fantastically. Let's see if I can get an interview with somebody, huh? Who should we
Where,
grab?
or Sousa, just tell us where you're at. Where are you? Can you describe the scene to us?
I'm back right behind the scene where the athletes come out here.
There's Marcin and Heber.
So kind of in the press
There's Ariel,
area.
right?
Oh, yeah.
That's
We got
Ariel.
the Buttery Bros with Ariel, Lowen.
We get to steal their interview. The only problem is we won't be able to transfer because I'm on my AirPods. These actually work better than the headset.
That's okay. You don't need to talk to anyone. If we can just see people, that's good enough. We don't need to talk to anyone. Yeah, this is awesome.
Unless Ellie Turner comes out of there.
Where?
Yeah, you can ask them whatever they want, whatever you want to, Susie. Even 1 or 2 questions. There's
Hey,
Brian
you know this
Friend.
guy?
Yeah,
You know this
yeah.
guy?
There he is.
Hey, Brian, want to say hi? You're on live on YouTube right now.
Oh, so we can't hear anyone you talk to, Susan, because of that
you won't
mic.
be able to hear him.
Yeah, because
Hey,
your
Ariel, how
noise
you doing?
canceling mic.
You're live on Savon Podcast right now. They can't hear you though, so.
My connection is always horrible.
Oh, we
She
can hear
says
her.
your connection's always horrible.
We can
We hear.
What? You can hear her?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to ask her?
What was it like out there? What's the temperature like? What was it like just
What's
that
it like
first
out there?
event?
What's the temperature like?
It feels like 90 degrees. And sometimes, like the gym, the guys will yell at you, and you get like a slight breeze on the face.
You guys hear that okay?
Yeah. Was the event what she
awesome.
expected?
Was the event what you expected? It was better.
I expected to be hot, all the flat, and slowly. It was a good competition.
How heavy did that flip thing out there seem when you were lifting it?
Not as heavy as it is.
That's awesome.
Hey,
Thanks, Ariel. Appreciate it. Have a good weekend.
good job. Bye. Hey,
You know
dude,
these guys.
she paced that perfectly, Souza. She really did an amazing job pacing that.
You did good. Yeah. Here, we
Hey.
know this one.
Hey,
Hi, Sarah.
Souza, I
Wave,
think
you're live on Savon Podcast. Sorry.
She's
like,
Easy, Souza. Easy. You better settle down, Souza. You better settle down. You better settle down,
Sarah
buddy.
just won an interview.
You better settle down, buddy.
I only have one speed, baby. I only have one speed.
You better settle
Souza,
down.
man.
All right, so that's
poor
it,
girl.
baby. She dipped out quick.
Hey, Souza just did like 2 360s with this camera. Did you see that? Like he got.
Souza, I think if
man.
if you're interviewing someone and you ask questions, you could change to your iPhone mic instead of the AirPods, and then we could hear you talk in them as well.
Might be a little advanced for him.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Souza.
What's up?
Did you guys get in trouble for the camera angles? What happened out there?
Yeah, so what ended up happening was we're not allowed to be inside the media pit and also live stream at the same time.
And
So,
so,
we could only stream from the stands, so we got a little bit of trouble for that.
and how did they know you were streaming from in there?
That's a great question. Eva, how did they know you were streaming from there?
That is a good question, actually. I could have maybe, I think if anybody would have watched the podcast,
Has Heidi showed up yet?
No, she's not here. She said that they probably watched the podcast and saw it on the stream.
And then how did you guys get such great angles? And how is Eva holding her camera so still?
She was using the rail to hold it, and we just stood in the stands and walked along the area where you could film from spectating. So that was a view from a normal spectating seat.
Dude, you guys killed it.
You guys are killing it. The multiple camera views are amazing because Will can go back and forth, and we're watching the event better than the live stream.
Yeah, your guys setup for the women was perfect.
Yeah,
Where you guys
Will Plummer did good too. We had a nice setup on there. So we'll try to fan out one at the front, one at the back, one in the middle.
Just so you guys know, the only reason why we have them there on the ground is because of the help and partnering up with Ancestral Supplements. They gave us the funds to send these guys there and give us these special angles.
Bone and marrow. Bone.
Thank you.
All right, so should we walk around to show you guys stuff, or you just want to kill our camera? We'll see in a little bit.
Hey, was that
was Matt
Fraser right
Fraser.
behind you? Yeah, that was Fraser right behind you, trying to get some. He was trying to get some camera time. Don't worry about him. Don't give him any more camera time. He walked away. He's trying to get in your shot. He's trying to get in your shot, boy.
Hold on, let me switch my camera around.
What's going on with Will over there? Are
Hi.
they just? What's going on the floor right now?
He's long gone, Souza.
Oh, the guys are going.
Okay.
Let me give you guys this shot here so you can
That's
see
okay,
what it
dude.
looks like.
It's the first seat.
So this angle is the backstage. The palm tree's kind of in the way, but that's the press media spot. That's where we're not allowed to live stream. These are all the stands. That's where we were live streaming from. Sarah was in the security guard's chair when I scared her off.
No, when she scared you off.
No, she got up and left. I was in there like swimwear, baby. After we already got in trouble, I feel like a rebel rouser now.
Good.
Now you feel free.
All right, so this is us walking through the two different venues. Over here, I think it's the scaled or RX individual.
How are the iPhones holding up? Are you having any overheating experiences or anything?
Oh, I think this is actually the gauntlet.
Souza, how are the
I think this is
iPhones
gauntlet
holding up?
where you get to be a spectator and a competitor at the same time.
Hey, let's go to the event.
All right, Souza, we're switching back to the stream, the in-house stream. Thank you, Eva. Thank you, Will.
Let's just switch to the broadcast for now.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom and refill my coffee. I'll see you guys in 1 minute.
Okay. I want to see how hard the sled, if it's the same hard as it was for the women.
In Miami.
Fernandez has a great pop of those hips. You can see them on the left-hand side of your screen. Watch where he explodes his hips. Boom. Big jump to get that up and over. I mean, he's kind of bypassing the knee. He can do that because he's fresh right now, so he needs to make sure that he doesn't waste all of his energy and all of his power doing it this way in the first round, being that he has 3 more to continue with. But he's got a great hip explosion. I think that's going to be huge, at least for this first round. Just he needs to be smart.
And one
See
thing
this
we
guy,
saw
Will?
with the women in the final heat,
He's got a real good hip pump.
Really kind of surprised that no one's doing here is Bethany Shadburn kept her hands on it the whole way and was actually, as it was bouncing, able to push it a little farther.
Well, and Ellie Turner did the exact same thing without even knowing it.
Riley
She
good.
said, "I've never touched this before," but almost luckily.
Is that Riley good? Do you know?
I don't know. I didn't see where you put the lane assignments. I looked in private chat.
Compete here.
Okay.
I don't know this first heat. I don't know what any of these guys look at, but if you're listening, here are the people in this heat: Casey Crable, Devin O'Neill, Kike, nice, Kike Cervini, Martine Fevrique, Riley Good, Jorge Fernandez, Chris Shimley. Okay, so that's lane 7. So that's Jorge Fernandez. That was out in front.
Yeah. And of these guys, Jorge and Devin O'Neill and Martine Pfeifferleek, they're all pretty strong. They tend to float towards the strength side, so they are the guys to look for in this heat. Yeah, that's a good point, Bo. With the heavier weight, you get more of a bounce on the push. So they might take less flips than it did for the women.
Souza, what's up, brother?
Oh, yeah.
But like Bethany was like, please.
Nope. Souza, can you hear us?
Yeah, it looked pretty heavy.
We can just commentate on Souza's.
Oh boy, it's crazy.
Souza, can you hear us?
Like they all look way older than me.
The answer is
I don't
no.
think you can hear us.
Okay, so in the gray shirt, that's Chris Shimley. The shirt off is Jorge Fernandez, and then Riley Good's in the black.
And
What did I hear about Riley Good? I heard something about Riley Good. It's in my DMs, I think.
He's decently strong. Oh, Riley's in your DMs?
No. Someone, his coach or someone messaged.
The Sevon podcast?
Yeah.
A 14-pound med ball that the men are using. Which isn't a problem, it's just annoying.
It is annoying. If you don't practice with it, then it's just something that you have to figure out. And for most of these athletes, I mean, they do so much training that if you pick something outside of the realm that you're normally used to, it's a hitch. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy watching competitions that have something different like that, because I think it's important to test that. Don't test what you always do every single day, but test your fitness. See how you're able to adapt to that using those tools that you have.
So Riley Good is coached by Matt Bryant, who trained underneath OPT and now does Golden Line training. And so they're really high on Riley Good, who's in the black shirt right there. And they're like, I think John was saying too, that's a guy that they're looking to break through, which John and Brian have talked a lot about, how there's so many guys in this competition that makes it so exciting, because they're on that line of, are they going to break through, or are they going to stay in the line for a few years and never, be able to break into the games?
And Riley's got a 375 clean and jerk. So he's one of the stronger guys in the field. I think he's stronger than Jorge, but Jorge is just more efficient on the pig with his technique.
So Carl saying he came second behind Guy in 2019. That was in the RX division, right? In 2019, Guy was in RX in 2019.
Yeah, he won. Yes.
And then Riley came in second behind him.
And the people who were also in that division was people like Hopper. Hopper was in the RX division. I think Mertens was in the RX division 1 year. Hey, hold on. I'll be right back. I'm getting a call from Brian.
So 4 seconds, and we kind of talked about this earlier, how if they get their hands up and the sled comes off the ground, they can continue that flip. And so this is Jorge Fernandez with his shirt off, and Riley Good, who seemed to be way ahead of everyone else. And you can see he has his shirt off and his stomach is torn up from that sled.
Torn up. Hey, is that bad thinking on his part, or he don't give a shit?
Christian,
it has to be bad thinking.
A CH or K?
Oh, thank you.
It has to be bad because you think about all those things add up when you're doing another workout and you're like, my stomach hurts because it burns so bad. It just gives you more excuses later on to go slower, give up, think about pain. I feel like all those things are negative.
Okay, they've already started the next heat. We're going to switch over. Should we switch over to the plumber cam?
I don't know because we only have one.
Oh, where are our other guys? What happened to Souza and Eva? They're just taking like a potty break or something?
Something.
Yeah, that's a great question. Where are we joining late? Who were the top 3 for the ladies? I think Ellie Turner was the only one who finished. Is that correct? Or no, Danny Spiegel?
Ellie Turner finished. Danny Spiegel was in second. She finished. And then third, are we sure on third, John?
Ariel Lowen.
But she did not finish.
And really the highlight of the women's event wasn't the women, but it was Will being the only person on planet Earth who actually called the winner correctly between all the simultaneous feeds. So kudos to Will.
So we figured out how this event works since they made last second changes. Got to take the sled all the way down, all the way back. And then as soon as you get past the line, you got to sprint to the finish.
And some things have changed. It is now 240 feet. And has the weight of the male sled changed? Because we know the female sled was increased by 20 pounds.
Yeah, it increased from 500 to 580.
Wow.
I mean, look at his stomach. That is brutal.
That is brutal. That's not dirt. That's rub. That's like rub burn from the sled, right?
Yeah, but he's not putting on his. I don't know if he brought his shirt out, but he's not putting it on in between rounds. So, but you see no one else with their shirt off. It might be a good telltale sign.
Yeah, this is where it's gonna sting. Ooh, someone needs to pour some rubbing alcohol on that right now. Have we seen this? Are any of these guys games competitors in this first heat? Have any of these guys ever been to the games?
No.
In 2019, not included?
I don't think so.
2007, 2008, and 2019, not included.
Have any of Heat 2 guys been to the games, John?
Let me look at Heat 2 really quick.
Hey, is he in the
I'm
lead?
working on something for Brian.
Oh, you're good.
Is that guy in the lead? The guy who's with his shirt off? What did you say his name was? Eric?
Jorge.
Because they're giving him a lot of camera time.
Not an individual.
Okay. He is. Yeah. So none of the guys in the first 2 heats have been to the games before. And yes, in 2020 or 2019, which I think in Heat 3, we see some guys who made it during those years when everyone made it. But yes, Savon, this guy's in the lead. He's struggling on the GHGs now, though. But him and Riley Good in lane 6 are neck and neck, pretty far ahead of everyone else.
I'm looking at that document you sent me, and I can't find the lane numbers in them. I went to Elite Men. Where did you find that? Leaderboard schedule? Schedule. Okay. And then flipped off Elite Men.
Yep. So this is Riley Good in black, out ahead of everyone.
All right. I see it.
And there's Jorge done jogging past Riley.
So we don't have any names in the next heat either. It's not till we get to the 3rd heat that we see Anthony Davis pop up, Jake Marconi, Tyler Christoffel.
We don't have a bunch of people are high on Reggie Fossa, right, John? I think Brian was saying that last night. A lot of the Europeans, that's the guy that they think are really high on making a breakthrough is Reggie Fossa.
And he's in the 2nd heat.
Yep.
And the reason why that is Reggie was first in quarterfinals in the Europe division.
Well, hey, if they're right, if Reggie Fossa is going to break out, he's going to have a great platform to do it on because Heat 2, that means he should destroy everyone and just pull out ahead.
I mean, these guys are getting wrecked by the sled.
Is it bouncing?
Let's hear what's going on.
There was some confusion on the floor here. They were supposed to stop at 11 minutes, and I think these guys got some extra reps in because we are almost to the end now of that 1-minute rest period, and athletes are still running back. So that will have to get sorted out because they got extra work. And now no one has been able to start their double unders, and we have already begun the 4-minute interval here.
I don't know if they're going to be very happy with that. They lost that rest.
Yeah, you saw a couple guys looking at their judges going, I thought we were done, and they were not getting – there was some confusion out there. So that could be –
That's a nightmare.
We got to hear from Souza. We got to get the scoop on that.
3 heats remain here, but still.
What is going on?
And not a lot of rest for these guys, but they did get extra work in.
They got no rest.
I mean,
but,
these guys are going to be
that third round, everyone was so tired already. So did they really? I mean, did they got? Yeah, they got one more flip in there, but was it worth it? Get the one more flip, or do you get your minute rest? And these guys, I mean, look at on their knees, squat.
So what happened is that they were supposed to stop at 11 minutes. Apparently, there was a bunch of I don't know how there was confusion on the floor, whether it was judges or what, but they kept going. And so by the time that they had realized the time was over at 11 minutes, a bunch of them had already done extra flips, and they had none of their 1 minute of rest. So you saw them running back. Their time had started for the next run while they were running back to their rope, when normally they would have walked back, sat there for a second to catch their breath, and then started again.
Hopefully, I'm gonna see if we can. I'm gonna text Brian and see if he can come on.
There's Jorge Fernandez, who's your early leader, and he's really laboring through these double unders. There is Crable in lane 2.
So they should have heard some sort of sound, right, John and Will?
I haven't heard
a bell,
any buzzers or anything.
Yeah,
I think it's
they
on
should.
The judge.
That's something that, like, an event coordinator, you would think you would hear like a air horn type deal. That's what they had in the games. That's typically what it sounds like. But I have not heard it on the live feed, but we haven't been listening to it either.
Well, we've had even when we had Souza's mic on for a while, we haven't heard anything. Yeah.
Okay, so there was some sort of failure to signal the athletes that, hey, round number 2. Was it round number 2 or round number 3? Round number 2 was done.
It was round number 3.
Oh, so this is it. This is the last round.
Yep.
They're in the 4-minute round now?
Yeah, and the time cap's 16 minutes, right?
John, John, how is this going to affect the overall leaderboard? Do these guys, is this an advantage for them, or is it, I mean,
no, I don't see it affecting much. I really don't. Like I said,
they got
an extra flip. They got it right. And then they got their rest time, they're more exploded than the next heat will be. Also, I know it's sucky, but since it's heat 1, I don't think it'll affect the leaderboard much.
Racist.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Leaderboardist.
I don't think
it's a heatist. You're a heatist.
It will affect it a little bit, either way or the other, either a benefit or a detriment, but not to the level where it's gonna make huge changes.
Okay, so I want to go through and explain to you guys what just happened here. So there's this event that's going on now for those of you who tuned in late. And the way the event works is you work for 3 minutes, then you rest a minute, you work for 3 minutes, you rest a minute, you work for 3 minutes, you rest a minute, and then you work for 4 minutes. And whoever's gone farthest is the winner. Well, what happened is they didn't tell the boys out on the field in heat 1 to take their rest. And so they all just kept working.
And then when the time cap, we just hit the time cap.
Okay. Maybe they should let them go another minute.
So this is Casey Crable. I remember seeing him pretty far behind. So he made it a lot of time somewhere. I don't know if it was during that illegal
regardless
40 seconds, but
let me get this out here real quick.
Does it.
Yeah.
Let me get this out here real quick. Oh, that's a very interesting point that John said. That is very interesting. What John just said was maybe they'll have everyone do it. And he's kind of joking, but whatever happens here, the heats will be different than the first heat unless they do that, which I don't think they can. So basically we're seeing people compete in different events, kind of. It's not ideal.
It's not ideal, but I don't think it'll make a huge difference in the grand scheme of things.
Also, it looks like there's a lot less people in the stands at the moment than there were at the beginning of the day. Either that or they all shifted over to the shade side of the stadium.
They just wait about 3 more heats.
That's true.
Then they'll start filing in.
Wow. Maybe Will. Maybe next year they'll have you run this. Okay, here's Souza. Can we get Souza on? Souza, did you see what happened down there?
No, we didn't see what happened. We had to switch out the microphone pieces for earbuds, so we had to run back up to grab earbuds so we can hear you guys and communicate.
You
'Cause
grabbed
otherwise we
Airbud? Airbud
Yeah,
is on the
because-
stream? The
Yeah.
dog?
No,
Oh.
you know, AirPods,
Oh,
not buds,
AirPods,
whatever,
not earbuds.
whatever the hell it's called.
Thought we
Let's
had
give me no
golden
give me no
retrievers.
sass, Will.
Let's
You know
switch
what
to Will
I'm
Plummer. Let's switch to Will Plummer. Hold on, Souza. Let's switch to Will Plummer. Will, can you hear us?
Oh, look at that guy.
What
Let's
guy?
get back to the pajama guy.
Will Plummer, can you hear us? No. Souza, basically what happened is they were supposed to take a built-in break in between sets on that last workout, and they didn't. So there was some sort of malfunction in the whole. He's not even listening. All right, fine. Back at the stream. I can only imagine what's going on right now. People yelling at people and just like people coming unhinged. The scorekeeper's like, "What the fuck are we gonna do?" It must be getting squirrely. And I like someone here in the comments says RB says Castro took all the air horns. I suspect you're right. Sevon, Mayhem would sponsor Colton. Tell him to check it. Mayhem sponsors people? I don't know what that means. This is like Dubai. Oh, it's a very interesting. So it's very interesting. Logan Mars saying this is like Dubai. And the hill run, they had a malfunction there, but at least there everyone stayed. There was continuity and there was consistency.
It's way different. They're still doing the same amount of work. In Dubai, it was less work by half.
Yeah, Logan.
Okay, I'm gonna switch to. Oh, never mind. I was gonna switch so we could see who's in what lane.
I would love to burn one down and talk with Sevon about the pandemic. You're a good dude, Justin. I don't smoke weed, but you come to my house and smoke one down.
Okay.
I just want to see the people.
So look at this, John. You see this? They're still saying that the weight is 500 pounds. Did you see that?
They probably just made. I would say they just made the graphics beforehand and never changed it. I guess. Nope, no one talking.
So this guy in the number 5 lane, Reggie Fosso. Tell me when we see him. Which one is he? That guy?
That guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's Europe's great hope.
Well, I mean, BKG's technically.
See, these are the shots that we never want to see. I don't want to see people's shoes. But that's just my personal opinion.
Man, Will hates shoes.
Oh, looks like that's Michael Dalton right there on Souza Cam. He's following Michael Dalton.
Who's that?
Just a guy from who used to work for me on the media team. Very, very talented. I think I went to Africa with Dalton. No, I went to China with Dalton. Can we get these guys audio? Here's some of what the big boys are talking about. Oh, there he is. Oh, did you see Fossa jump on the GHD?
Yeah.
Looks like they aren't commentating.
Fossa looking to set the zone here. Lane number 5, black shorts. He is moving and grooving right now on these GHD sit-ups.
Fossa Kong vaulted. He Kong vaulted onto the GHD. I've never seen anyone do that.
I'm hoping he doesn't come out too hot.
Yeah, that hasn't paid off, has it?
Mm-mm.
Don't worry, guys. If you like the iPhones, we're about to be back on our own footage. It looks like everyone's getting in place.
90 seconds remaining. Multiple judges, hands in the air, and it looks like you're
So what's happened is they've taken a break. It sounds like Sean and Bill Grunler have taken a break, and they're not commentating now. And when we turn on the audio from their live feed, we're hearing the actual commentator who's there in the stadium. So,
John, do you have any idea? Oh, look at that guy. Do you see that? He almost just threw it onto.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, that would be career ending for
If
Reggie.
he just hit his Achilles.
Have you ever used one of these, John?
I have not. No idea how it feels.
I'm wondering how, because like Reggie, it must just be the pushover. He's controlling his so much more than some other people.
Yeah.
But I mean, that doesn't. These guys are. It's not easy.
So I know Taylor Self and Jason Hopper have practiced a lot with these because they have them at CrossFit Crash. It's the gym they train at from time to time. So if we watch them when they go, that's probably the best way to flip the sled because they've worked with it, toyed with it.
I mean, we like Hopper should kill the sled, right?
He should murder it. Absolutely murder it. Yeah. Especially seeing that how much the sled is playing a role and the GHDs and double unders aren't, because that's where Hopper will lose time. I think he'll do really well in this event. Yeah.
How about Spencer and Saxon? Is this going to be heavy?
It will be, but they can control very heavy weight. Have you ever seen them lift weights? They're kind of hard to pick because some odd object stuff, both of them, they don't do very well. Scott is included in this too. He does some odd object stuff. He has one of his worst event finishes in, but then randomly he'll have his best event finish in an odd object event. So some stuff hurts and some stuff doesn't for them.
I do have to agree.
I wouldn't count them out. Go ahead.
I have to agree with some of the comments about I have a problem with the programming because it doesn't allow for people to take off their shirts, and we're in Miami, so it's it's a big part of the event. And I know Sevon agrees.
I 100% agree.
These guys these guys get it.
Yeah, these guys. Look at all these guys have their shirts off.
All right,
I'm gonna switch
to some of our stuff.
I'm gonna see if I can send Griffin Raleigh a link to.
And guys, Brian said he'll come on after the event and hopefully explain to us what happened.
Okay. Let's see, where is that link? This is the same link will work all day, right?
If we stay on the stream all day, which I don't know, it's pretty fun.
If we are going to do that, I would like to order pizza.
Do it.
Hoping to go eat after this event.
Do it. Okay, I just sent. I'm just bugging these guys, all the guys that we've interviewed on the podcast. So why is there someone off the GHD? There's fewer people in the seat.
Yeah, there's only 8.
Because some people withdrew, and then they've added one guy named Christopher Shimley. So that's why there's an odd number of guys in heats.
Hey, Sevon, have you been able to send a link to Jason, or do I need to do that?
Khalipa, I did send one to him. One to him. Feel free to send another one, though.
It's all right.
Jason Khalipa would murder this event.
Oh, crush it.
I think Jason's coming on in 12 minutes.
Okay.
It is harder to tell which one's who's who with the shirts off.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest pictures. Go ahead, John.
Is Fossa still in the lead? I think there's a guy passing him right now. Maroon shorts.
That's Josh Gervais.
Okay, he's in the lead right now. Fossa's slowing down. Fossa went out really hard, and if you look at him when he's flipping that sled, it's slow.
Yeah, he's in 4th or 5th. In 5th, I think, right now.
So
Josh Gervais is in. Josh Gervais is out in front.
How about that name? Sima
Thank you.
Fazolahi.
Faisalali.
The stands look like they've lost a few hundred people or 1,000 people in total. Probably because this is the first heat. Everyone's going to the bathroom. Everyone's going to get pizza.
Yeah, there's already more people in than we like that. Whenever we first looked at this, when the men first started, that full top section was pretty empty. So people are filling back in, I think.
Waters of Oblivion. Some of the best photos I've ever taken are of Jason flipping a sled. Maybe I'll post one on my Instagram today. I'll dig one out of the archive. Yeah, his arms are crazy when he flips the pig. Hey, that thing does look dangerous, by the way. I'm not gonna lie. Like if my kid was in this event and there was someone next to him flipping something that weighed 580 pounds that could fall on him, I mean that's bad. That's bad. When I have a cup full of water next to my keyboard by my computer, it has to be far enough away so that when it falls over, it doesn't dump into the keyboard. Do you know what I mean? The distance between the height of the cup and the keyboard has to be greater than the height of the cup. And like those sleds are tall enough to where if they fall over, they're going to smoosh the guy next to you. Smoosh. I don't think you get hit by that thing and not get injured. Great job on my name. Oh, good. Horribly dangerous. That thing is about to get on edge and tip into another athlete at any time. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we're just old. How old are you? I'm 49. Maybe we're just babies. Do you know when the TDC hats are going to be available on Rogue? I do not. We can ask him when he comes on the show later on this week, in a couple, next couple days, maybe even today.
My TDC shirt has been delivered to my door.
But you can't get up and get it because you're too busy doing this?
I could.
I think he was asking for permission.
No.
Oh, so Souza has muted his own mic, and so we can't unmute him now to hear his audio. Damn.
I know. It's so sad.
Let's see. Okay, so I unmuted the stream.
In my many years of doing this, I know one thing: never bother to judge when they're doing double unders.
That's a hard job, being the MC. I mean, it's like you're not commentating, you're just pointing random things out. It's probably,
that cameraman right there lives by me.
Is he a good guy?
Yeah, he's a great guy. I see him and his wife walking around down at the beach all the time. And I live 3,000 miles from, as the crow flies, from where he's standing right now.
Yeah, once again, net for the gentlemen.
Oh, nice.
That is Josh Whittle getting off right there.
So is he in the lead?
No, but his sled's not in the lead, but it might be soon. I don't know if anyone's out. I don't know where everyone's sled is at.
Gosh, he's taking his time, isn't he?
Yeah.
1 minute to go, fellas. 1 minute to go.
Is this the last interval?
I can look. Let's switch.
I think so.
Give you guys a heads up here who are just tuning into the live.
Oh, third.
Yeah.
Those of you who are turning into our live stream live, we basically have a few things going on here. We have access to Wodapalooza's live stream, and then we have 3 unique camera angles with 3 reporters down on the ground, Matt Souza, Will Plummer, and Eva. I don't know Eva's last name. And we have the ability to do this with the help from our friends over at Ancestral Supplements.com. Thank you so much for your help in pulling this off. And then throughout the week, we'll have different guests commentating, but the staples of this broadcast will be John Young and Will Brandstetter.
Nice.
That's the second time I've ever said your last name. And what we have...
Grass-fed beef liver. You know you like it.
And what we have going on right now is Heat 1 of the men's competition at Wodapalooza 2022 of the Elite Division, and that's why Sean and what's his name, Bill Grunler, Mr. Bill Grunler, former Games athlete himself, are on break. And here we go.
This is the last interval.
We had Colton Mertens on the show earlier today. He was telling us about these ropes. The rope is a steel cable wrapped in plastic. He says the rope probably weighs about 1 pound or 2, and he says each of the handles weighs about 1.5 pounds. He said the first time he picked them up that he could only do like 20 before he had to stop, but he's been working on them nonstop and only using this rope exclusively, and he's going to attempt to do this whole thing unbroken. Have we seen anyone do it unbroken?
Danny Spiegel was doing it unbroken.
And she ended up taking second place overall in the women's elite, right?
And I'm sure some guys have, are girls and guys. We just haven't been paying attention.
Right. Sevon, do you have a code for a percentage off the ancestral supplement products I'm about to purchase? Okay, I don't have a code, but I will tell you this for you. I don't know what your name is. What's this?
This is Ricky's story.
Okay, so Ricky Garard pulled out today with what we were told is food poisoning, but let's read this.
I'll read it. He says, if it might be hard for you to see. Is it? Or you can read it.
I can read it. But either way, you go. Go, Will. Go.
Go, Will.
After being hit hard by COVID 2 weeks ago and still struggling to breathe properly in training as it is, to now have food poisoning the night before Wodapalooza, it kills me to do this as I'm not one to go out without a fight. But unfortunately, me and my team have decided the safest option for my health and longevity is to withdraw from the competition.
Thank you, Ricky, for the insight into your diarrhea, and take that stupid mask off. You already got COVID. Have your mask on, knucklehead. What was I going to pull up over here? Oh, I was going to tell that guy, hey, I don't know that guy's name. If you guys... I'm not sure exactly how I would do this guy, but if any of you wants to embark on the carnivore diet and you're going to do it strict, after you've done it for like a week, I don't know how many of these I can promise to you guys, but I'll get you. You post on your Instagram everything you ate for a week and tag these guys, these ancestral supplement guys. And even if I have to out of my own money, I'll send you a free bottle of this. So you get how that works? I don't know how many of you I can do, but I'll do as many as I can, 5, 10, 20. Do the carnivore diet for a week, post a picture of every meal you eat on your Instagram, tag these guys, show how disciplined you are, and then I'll with my own money, if I have to, I'll buy you a bottle of this. I think they're like $50 a bottle, and I'll send it to you. That way you can say that again.
Tag us as well.
Oh, yeah. Tag us as well. Yeah, you got to tag me so I can keep going over there and checking the Real Sevon podcast. And then the goal here is this. The reason why I'm saying you need to do the carnivore diet for a week first, I mean, you don't have to, but then I'll know you're serious, and then you'll really see the true power of these. So.
The true power.
Yeah.
So this is still Josh Woodall in first in this middle of the screen. The other guy with the shirt off is Jeremy Vigneault. They're really close. And so, as I talked about, what we saw, they have to get it to the end line, and then they'll sprint to the finish.
And fun fact, Jeremy Vigneault is Alex Vigneault's younger brother.
Oh. I didn't even know that. I didn't even make that connection.
So he looks
Sevon,
like
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Okay, this is jackassery. Will, Sevon, you hate sugar. I don't hate sugar. And processed foods. I don't hate them. Yet you're okay with taking random, not random. Unproven supplements, not unproven. So I can't answer a question that's just a bunch of made up shit.
There's a bunch of documentation if you look around on their website and research. And the heat's over. So right now it looks like in that heat, that's Jeremy Vigneault took the heat, followed by Josh Woodall, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be Matt Pullen would have taken third in that heat.
Like I don't even know what you're talking about. Unproven for what? Like, do you see how vague and just all the presuppositions in that question? To talk to you, I would have to jump in your head. You'd have to open your mouth, and I'd have to climb in there. And I have to pee about every 30 to 40 minutes, so then I'd be peeing inside of your mouth. Weirdo. Ask me a question that I can answer, not stuff that, if you're trapped in your head, don't ask me a question. Okay. I'm not your girlfriend. I don't know what you're thinking.
Ugh. There we go.
That guy needs to do a Gillette commercial. Look at that. Hey, is his brother younger, did you say, Will? Or John?
Yes.
Does he have promise like his brother?
We don't know. We haven't seen him. This is kind of his first big competition. He's coming out party. But seeing that he won that heat, it makes me think Alex Vigneault is going to murder this event. because brothers tend to do well in the same events. Just look at the Panchicks. And I don't think they'll be any different.
Is that true? The Panchicks usually do well in the same events?
Yeah, especially in regionals. Do you remember the last regional Matt Fraser did?
I don't.
Okay, it was the Central Regional. It was funny. Scott, Spitzer, and Saxon were all in the same regional, and Spencer set the record, the world record, in one of these regional events. The next heat, Saxon beat that record, set the world record. The next heat, Scott beat that record, and in the final heat, Matt beat that record. It was so funny because the world record got beat 4 straight times, and it was all Panchik brothers and then Matt.
Hey, there's an athlete coming out onto the floor with a mask on. Did you see that?
No.
Yes. I just saw an athlete come out onto the floor with the guy with the pink shirt on over in lane number. Was that Fabian Benitez? Was it that guy?
Which lane?
That guy has red hair. I don't think it was a guy with red hair, but it was a guy with the pink shirt.
So maybe. That's Drew Wayman, correct?
God, I hope he does the whole workout with the mask on. That would be amazing.
Yeah, so this heat has Drew Wayman, Anthony Davis, Jake Marconi, Nick Matthew, Tyler Christoffel, Jake Berman, James Sprague, Fabian Benito, and Benoit Bullinger.
Check this out. The iPhones are prevailing. The main feed is frozen. And we have Matt Souza, Eva Cat, and Will Plummer still giving it to you from 3 iPhones from 3 unique angles on the floor.
That's
Thank
great.
You. That's great.
It's in.
TDC. That's good, dude. That's good.
I bet Anthony Davis does well in this heat. I think he's going to flip that sled like it was a small tire. I wouldn't be surprised if Drew Wayman also does well.
Someone go over to the live feed and tell them in the comments that if they want to see a stream that's going.
Their stream's back.
Oh, darn it. I mean, good. I'm glad.
Did you read who's in the heat, John? Or should I read it?
Yes, I read it off.
Okay, perfect. So this is fun because we've had a lot of these guys on the podcast in the past 2 weeks. Anthony, Jake.
Tyler Christoffel should do well in this.
James Sprague.
Hey, so does that mean Tyler Christoffel is the best one in the group coming into this since he's in lane 5? Are they seated like that?
Yes. Yeah. Because in the final heat, that's where Pat is.
Okay.
It's good rationale.
Yeah.
And Anthony Davis should own this flip sled, right?
You would think he would. They do have the same kind of a sled at Mayhem though. So it wouldn't shock me if Tyler Christoffel is very good at flipping the sled. But Anthony Davis is the strongest one in this heat by far. You would think he would tire out the least.
Is this one of the workouts, John, where you're looking at James Sprague and this is a struggle?
Yes, I do. And it's not for lack of fitness. It's just we've seen this sled take a toll on most athletes, and we already know he's one of the weaker individuals in the competition.
So this is where you look at James Sprague and you're like, this is where if you do good here, then we're like, oh, this guy's legit.
100%. Yeah. If James Sprague does well here, he's got things that are way better than somebody like Dallin Pepper, but this is where Dallin Pepper always beats him in heavy object stuff and heavy lifting. And that's where the gap is so big. So if James does do well in here, it means he's been putting in some work, and he's somebody to look for in the future.
So there's James in the light colored shirt close to our screen. Well, I don't know if you can push the sled like that. Look at him push on the bottom.
Where
failed. He just failed it.
That's my point.
But so this is Fabian Benitez right in front of our camera. And then Nick Matthew in the purple and blue shorts.
In the lead.
Or
look, Anthony Davis is at the far side. Anthony Davis is getting ahead of him right now.
So did you see James push that sled at the bottom?
Yeah.
I'll watch
I think his judge is telling him because I don't think he can do that. No,
see that? Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Surely
Yeah.
that's not legal. You think?
I mean, if they don't say stop, I
Yeah.
would keep doing it.
There's Anthony crushing it. Anthony obviously is just
And
picking it up and going.
honestly, if
Okay,
they're
so he is doing it almost in one movement. His sled actually does not ever stop or go back in the negative direction when he lifts it up. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Anthony, although I think I spoke too soon. Oh no, he ran out of time. Oh, so listen, he just had that lifted up, and when it ran out of time, he put it down. He didn't push through.
He shouldn't
No.
have.
He should have pushed through.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have been an untimed finish.
Hey, Souza, if you can hear me, please unmute your mic so that we can control it. And same with Plumber and same with Eva. If you guys can please unmute your mics and let us mute them. Thank you, Souza. Great job.
I muted him. Back.
Okay, sorry.
Where's that noise?
Oh, it might be a train. I'll mute
John's
myself.
train?
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
you're good. You're good. So Anthony was crushing it.
Yeah.
And we know Anthony is strong.
And like Sevan made a good point. If he's doing it in one movement and nobody else is, it's like doing a heavy sandbag clean in one movement. It saves time. It's more efficient. If you're strong enough to do it, it pays off in the long run.
James Sprague took his shirt off. See if that pays off.
That's not a smart move. That's not. And these dubs don't look to be bothering Anthony at all either.
If you want the TDC hat, it is now out on roguefitness.com.
Oh, it is?
Yep. Thank you, Clive.
Yeah, that's cool.
And if they're allowing that push that James Sprague is doing, if I'm another competitor, I'm watching that, I'm doing it too.
100%.
Yes.
I didn't think about it, but if he's getting away with it, I'm doing it too. And if they stop me, I'm pointing out to the head judge, watch him, right?
Oh, John, do you have the leaderboard up?
I can pull it up.
Maybe pull it.
Competition corner, I'm assuming.
Strongest compete. So women's update.
Sarah and Bethany tied for 5th.
Yeah, so here's the women's update. Ellie Turner in first, Danny Spiegel in second, Emma McQuaid and Ariel Lowen tied for third, Sarah Sigmundsdottir, Bethany Shadburn tied for 5th, and then Chloe Gavin David in 7th, Fisa Gaffi in 8th, Emily Rolfe and Paige Powers tied for 9th.
They can't possibly be tied though. Like what makes it a tie? I mean, one sled had to have been further ahead than the other.
I'm going to say it's amount of flips.
Oh, okay.
And Ariel and Emma both had 32 flips.
Okay. Cool. I like that. I like that.
They got that leaderboard updated very fast.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's already kind of updated for the men. Have you seen this?
No, they actually have. They have people on the leaderboard already for the men.
Yeah, they have who is in first currently for the men.
Wow, they're updating every heat.
That's
crazy.
awesome. That's
so
awesome. We've never had that. That's the first time I've ever seen that in a competition.
That's game changing for broadcasts. That's always that's what one big thing I've always hated is whenever at the end of a broadcast the event finishes and people are like, "Oh, we think this person won. We think this person got something." So that's awesome.
Especially for pirated broadcast.
Yeah, especially for pirated. So that's James Sprague and Tyler Christoffel.
And they got ahead by a lot on Anthony there. So either Anthony went out too hard,
he came
or
out,
they're just that much fitter.
He must have got off so slow on the GHGs, which I would guess is what held him up.
I mean, and those two individuals, I mean, that makes sense that they, Sprague's got lungs of a horse.
Yeah. But I mean, that's good for Sprague if he's
he's
with
killing
Tyler
it right now.
Yeah.
He's doing really, really well.
What's funny is he looks bigger on the floor than he did in the podcast. I know that's weird to say, but he looks huge.
He's 6'2".
Yes, TDC black on black logoed hats are on Rogue as of a couple minutes ago.
Oh, I like that black on black.
Yep, the classic.
What's funny if you look at it, so the two women that came out the hottest, both tied for 5th, and they both came out way ahead of everybody.
And that was Sarah
and
Bethany.
Sarah and Bethany, yeah.
And what's going on here with Anthony Davis? How's he doing? Are we going into the third section of this workout?
Yes, and he was in the lead by far. It looked very easy for him in the first interval, and he slowed down quite a bit in that second interval, which is scary. I don't think you should slow down until the third interval at most.
And is he still in the lead right now?
No.
James and
Sprague,
Tyler.
and they are at the end. They're right at the end of the line, so they're in a good spot to finish it, both of them.
Wow. So here, look at in Heat 4, Taylor and Colton are right next to each other. Look at these size discrepancies of these men in the next heat. You have Dallin Pepper, Tim Paulson, Taylor Self, and then Colton Mertens, and then Uldis Upanix. Oh, so in lane 8 they have Caravis, but he's gone?
Yes, that lane should be empty. Ricky's lane should be empty also.
I would guess they're going to switch Phil Toon to lane 8 then. Seems to be what they've been doing. So James is back on the GHCs already. So is Tyler. So is Jake Berman. Berman's in the orange shirt. I mean, Jake Marconi's been struggling. You see him in the white shirt, and you see Anthony Davis. It must have been the double unders that's been getting him because he's still the last one on the double unders.
Hey, has anyone not made it to the pig flip in any of the women or men's heat? Have you ever seen anyone just like they run out of time and they're still on the GHDs?
No, that would be crazy.
Does anyone know what happened, how they're going to handle? I'm asking people in the audience who are watching our live feed. There was a debacle in the first heat. They didn't give them a minute break, and the guys just worked through 2 of the intervals back to back. It was a trip. They kind of messed up. So we're not sure how that's going to affect the outcome or what they're going to do. Has anyone heard what they're going to do? I know Will's saying that Brian Friend's going to come on after the live stream is down and explain to us how they handled it or give us whatever insights he has. John, have we figured out how they're going to handle that debacle from Heat 1?
I haven't gotten any word from anybody. As of right now, they're just letting it go as is. And they've updated the leaderboard in the heats too. So that makes me think that's just how they're going to keep it, because they wouldn't do that if they were going to adjust scores. And other heats have gone and it's been cut off at the normal time. So I think they're just going to let it go.
So someone has to make. Go ahead, Will. Sorry.
James Sprague is currently out in front of this heat.
So someone has to make that call.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a tough call to make.
Maybe the call is just to let it go, though.
Right. That's what I mean. But as an event director, like, that's all on you. In that moment, you have to take some advice from your team, and you have 30 seconds to make the call. Do we let it go? Do we have them do it again? Do we penalize everyone 30 seconds? Like, what do you do? What do you do? It's the same thing with, like, at the games when, like, Camille's on a rower or a bike and the machine stops working. Someone there on the ground has to make the call.
So that's the end of the third interval going into the last. And for sure, James Sprague and Tyler Christoffel are going to be racing to the finish. Should be a great finish.
It's going to be a really good race. Yeah.
Jake Berman is struggling. He's by far in last place. He hasn't even made it all the way down yet. Is that a surprise, John?
Is that his sled?
No. I don't know.
Whose sled is that?
I think.
That hasn't started. Empty lane. Okay.
Is that a surprise for Jake Berman to do that bad?
No, he was kind of like Sprague for me. So that kind of makes, I kind of think I'm feeling bad for Colton Mertens now, because I think length is or height plays a big deal into it too, just as much as strength does, because James Sprague is one of the tallest people in this competition. And he's moving the sled great. But him and Jake Berman are very comparable in terms of strength. I would even say Jake Berman is stronger than him. At least their maxes. Jake Berman is a little bit stronger than him.
And who? Then Colton?
Then James Sprague.
Oh.
But they're both on the weaker side in totality of the competition. And Sprague's killing it, and Jake is struggling. I would have expected James just to struggle as much as Jake Berman.
Hey, well, think of it this way. James Sprague is pushing this. That sled is when it's standing on its head to toe. It's 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
And so he's 12 inches, 14 inches taller than it. Colton's only 4 inches taller than it.
So it's kind of, yeah. So it's like an incline press versus a bench press as far as how much you want to push it at the top. But that makes me think height is a factor into it as just as much as being strong is.
I would think it's a huge factor.
Tyler's 2 GHGs out in front of James at the moment.
You know, Mayhem does them GHGs like no other.
And so if we're looking at James, who isn't strong compared to the field, then you're thinking Jason Hopper's going to demolish the workout.
He should theoretically, yeah.
That's what I was thinking too, Darth.
He should win, right?
I don't know if he should win, because if Anthony Davis was better at double unders, I think Anthony Davis would still have a shot at winning. And there are people like Griffin who are just like that. So he should definitely be in the running. I would expect him to be top 3. And it's hard to say anybody's going to beat Vellner in anything. So I can't just say he's going to beat Vellner, right? Because some of this stuff doesn't apply to Patrick. He's just too fit.
I was thinking the exact same thing, Darth Bane, the knee. That if you're taller, you can use your knee to bring it up. And I think we're going to see Vellner do that.
James is off first.
Yeah, but James always comes – if you notice, James will slow down on the sled after a couple flips, and Tyler stays very consistent with his flips. James was ahead of Tyler in each interval, and Tyler kind of just slowly gets even with them by the end of it.
I guess this will be telling to see if James can drop the hammer.
So this is the last interval right here? This is a race between these 2 guys?
Yep.
And James Sprague is just 1 flip ahead of Tyler?
You see what he's doing right now?
Oh, he's
resting?
him. He's catching him. He
and
caught
Tyler
him.
just stays nice and steady, even though James – what was the point in running to your sled if you were going to rest after each thing?
Hey, he has no choice. James has to flip. Tyler just passed him up.
And Tyler just walked to his sled and then just was, I'm going to flip and not stop.
Yep. Hey, and James Sprague is no longer pushing his sled after every flip. Do you think he's been talked to about that?
I would have to think so. There's no way that's legal.
No. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, he's not doing it anymore.
That was incredible what we just saw. That was incredible.
Tyler Christoffel.
Yep.
Gosh, and they are so far in front of everybody.
And James Sprague coming in second.
Did any women in the 3rd heat finish this?
No, only 2 people finished for the women.
Okay, so I don't know if this is a good marker or not, but what I'm pointing out here is that's how much more difficult and competitive the men's class is this year at Wodapalooza 2022. We're in the 3rd heat, and we're seeing races to the finish. And not only that sled was 580 pounds, and Tyler Christoffel wasn't slowing down. He had cadence. It wasn't like he was doing one and then trying to like get his shit together. There was cadence to his flips all the way to the end.
If you're looking at the screen, that's Drew Wayman on the far, and then Jake Marconi in the white.
And look at Jake Marconi's. You can tell, is he shorter? Because
I think he's like 5'9".
He's 5'9".
Because that sled looked big.
Oh, no, he is. You're right. He's 5'7", 185.
Oh, well.
Okay. And that sled looks huge next to him compared to the guy in the pink. Who is the guy in the pink? You said Drew Wayman?
Drew Wayman is taller. He's 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah. Whose camera angle was that? Oh, okay. Let's check this out. Let's listen to this.
I mean, he didn't win, wasn't first out of the first round, but just looked so relaxed. Sprague looked amazing on those double unders. Came out with the just like fire on that first couple heats. Look at all that big explosive work on that sled, but that started to wear into him, and that's where Christoffel started making that jump, being able to move himself up in the GHD, move himself up in those double unders, and then once he got to the sled, he just was able to put it down.
And that's what John was talking about right there, what they just showed us.
Yep.
Sprague did, but I got to hand it to Sprague, man. He had a great finish in that second place as well.
15-14 from Tyler Christoffel is your top time. 2 heats remain for the men here in event number 1.
Guys, that kid right there you're looking at on the screen is 19 years old.
And that's a great finish for him. This is an event that he traditionally would struggle at, and he got second in the 3rd heat, which will probably end up being like 7th or eighth, seventh, sixth through eighth total. That's a fantastic finish for him.
Let's go to Souza Cam. He's got them coming out.
And so that finish is faster than the finish for all the women.
Wow. I apologize, I missed it. How much time did he have left when he crossed?
15:14. Was that the winning time, John? Or is that James' time?
I think, I mean, they wouldn't show James' time. They would only show the winning time.
Okay.
So 46 seconds.
I'll start a timer on this next one.
Will, you're like an octopus. You do so many things at the same time.
This is Colton Mertens' heat, right? I'm very intrigued just to see how he handles the sled.
Yep. So if you're looking at the screen right now, or let's see here. Oh, this is what? Oh, they're just
practicing. Griffin is also in this heat.
Will you guys hang on 1 minute? Let's just take a moment of silence.
Ancestralsupplements.com.
Back to the scheduled programming.
Oh man, this heat is filled with
yeah.
So from left to right, we got Griffin, Raleigh, Alexandre
Caron.
What? It's okay. It's spelled wrong on the.
It's Canadian.
No, surely not. Alexander with an R-E.
That's how you say it.
Yes.
That's horrible.
I got you.
And then
theater.
Lane 3 is yeah. Lane 3 is Down Pepper. Lane 4, Tim Paulson, Taylor Self, Colton Mertens, Oldest Upnix. And then that guy's not anymore. And then Phil Toon.
Hey, you guys, is the heat. I mean, the next heat's good too. We're gonna see Hopper and the Panchicks and Vellner, but this is the heat. Colton Mertens.
Let me just say, we are on the Colton train.
That's true.
My God.
You like that? You like that?
So good. That's so good. Nice work, Will.
Colton and Taylor Self right next to each other.
Taylor's
okay. We got Souza talking. What's Souza saying?
I said Colton and Taylor Self are right next to each other. It should be a good heat.
Yeah, and we got Griffin Raleigh closest to us, right, in the pink shirt.
Yes.
Yep.
How's the hype there, Souza? Are people pumped?
I can't hear us anymore when the music starts.
So Colton should do this unbroken. That's what he said he's shooting for, right? He's in the blue.
Yeah. He said he wasn't sure, but yeah, exactly. Yep. Oh yeah. I see him down there. Yeah.
Man, that's another good thing about Taylor Self. It's really easy to tell who that is. So you can really just, look at Taylor and then tell who's who from out. Go from left to right from him. Yeah. The Irish Spring deodorant model.
Yep. And then look at Tim Paulson. One closer to us than Taylor Self, looking huge.
So Tim's another guy that if he can get through the double unders and the GHDs well, he should be able to flip that sled, right?
Yep. And then we got Phil Toon all the way down on the end. We can't really see him. It looks like he's just getting on the GHD.
So again, everybody who has finished first in this first interval has not finished first. Nobody has finished first if they came out and they were in the front in the first interval.
And I think Bill Grundler said that in the live stream, just like from the very beginning, right? Like, hey, this isn't a sprint.
Yeah. Because we thought Sarah was going to murder this and just run away with it, and she blew up hard.
I like that what this guy says. Souza's a mercenary about interviews. He's willing to gamble with his freedom.
I felt so bad for Sarah when he went up to her. I know he didn't know she was like crying, but I felt so bad for her.
She was. It's a special thing to be able to approach athletes right after they worked out. You gotta really, you almost need them to call you over. You need to be just close enough to where they can signal you.
Taylor Self got to flip in without getting crunched.
Yes.
So in the blue shirt is
Colton.
Alexander Caron
In the middle.
the far, and then there's Colton and.
Oh, okay. Colton's doing it. Wow, look how he's doing it. So he's not using his knee. He's gonna have to pop it up every time in that second movement.
If you watch how Taylor's doing it, it doesn't look the greatest, but he looks so efficient when he's doing it. He does not look like he's struggling to flip it at all.
Yeah.
And that will pay off in the long run when you're tired.
Is that Dallin Pepper right there?
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, John. That guy's huge.
6'1", 220.
should all these guys be going this fast? Shouldn't someone be pacing it?
Maybe they are pacing it. Colton Mertens, he's pacing it.
Where's Raleigh? How's he doing?
Way
behind.
Front. Is he? Oh no, way behind. I was looking at the other guy. Yeah, way behind. Oh my gosh, he doesn't know how to flip it. That was the worst way how to flip it. Watch him flip. He just holds it like they told you not to do with the pig in the games, and just lets his biceps fry.
So like he's curling it.
Yeah, which sucks because he would be really good at this event if he knew how to flip that sled efficiently, and he's not flipping it efficiently.
Look at Tim Paulson, how slow he's walking back, just like totally measured. There's no rush.
And I'm going to say again, Taylor has one of these at his gym that he practices with all the time, him and Hopper both. So it makes sense that he's flipping it well.
I'm surprised they don't have a whoopee like metric out here.
We need our own. We were talking about this, not we as in me and you, but behind the scenes, people were wanting you to have a Whoop live heart rate monitor for your shows, Sevon.
Oh, so like I have it on?
Yeah, so when you go on a big rant or something, we just see it climb 140, 145, 160. Yeah. So we're back, second interval. These guys crushed that first interval.
And no one looks like they're fatigued yet. This looks right?
Yeah, some of those people were people like Logan Mars who were asking for the Whoop monitor on Sevon.
Ah, Mr. Mars.
Corona's in the lead currently.
And Raleigh took a break. That's not a good sign, right?
No, it's not.
His interesting double under with his feet. Look how wide they are.
Yeah.
Look how wide he is.
He's a mammoth. I feel like he should have shirts that just have like a big hammer on the front or something.
Yes.
Taylor's rolling his med ball. A lot of the guys are. I think you can roll the med ball as long as you don't let it be an excuse to go slow, right?
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. It was only a big deal in that one event because that was what the most time was made up on.
So Griffin does a little roll towards himself. Yep, there he goes. He's getting into it.
And there's not a standard for the rolling the med ball. That's what we were talking about earlier in a row. It was a big topic of conversation because Justin made up a ton of time on Pat Vellner doing the same exact movement, and Pat was rolling it down his legs and rolling it back, and Justin was just taking the med ball in his hands, touching the end, going down without rolling along his legs. But there's no standard. It's athlete preference.
Down pepper.
And I also think more of a big deal was made out of it. If they were just doing regular GHDs, Justin still would have made up time on Vellner. Justin's GHDs are one of the fastest in the game.
So Alexander Caron's right here in the bright blue shirt. You saw Taylor Self, which looks great. He immediately got to the sled, picked it up, and started going. And he's just not stopping. He's not going fast. He's just not stopping. Him and Alexander are killing this, and so is Dallin.
Nothing rushed, just steady. Oh, Caron just slipped. Did you see that? Caron's the one closest to us.
Yeah, but he's still killing it. He doesn't.
Oh,
no, that looked bad. That looked really bad.
Yeah, that shit's scary, man.
I think he has a big advantage because his lane looks like way bigger than everyone else's.
Right. Well, someone might be missing. Someone might be missing in there, and so he has extra room.
Because Griffin's right there. But
oh, you're right.
Because I liked what he did. He got off centered on his sled, but instead of going and adjusting, he just picked it up and adjusted it in the air. And Taylor Self is crushing.
Taylor is taking off.
Yep.
Attaboy. I mean, he's going to finish in this next interval.
All right. Who's your winner? I'm going to say Hopper's going to win.
So before we get to that, I just want to say one thing here. Basically, what we're going to see in this next interval is what we saw in the last one between Sprague and Tyler Christoffel. We're going to see a race here. They're going to come off that GHD, and both Dallin Pepper and Dallin Pepper is going to know that he has a chance to beat Taylor Self in this, right? He's one flip behind.
He doesn't have a chance. No.
Yeah, no. The way Taylor's been moving it, and he's not struggling. It's not getting worse. He's just staying the same the whole time, and I think Dallin sees that,
and he'll be happy with second. He'll be like, not happy, but he'll be like, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
If Taylor gets through the double unders and the sit-ups or the GHDs like he's been doing, he should win the heat.
Another way to think of it is this: if they're about 7 flips from the end, Dallin would have to do 8 flips for Taylor's 7.
Right, but I think Dallin might even be. Is he still behind Carone? Or
no,
sorry,
I think when Carone dropped
he passed up Carone. He passed up Carone because Carone dropped.
Okay. Oh yeah, his failed rep.
Is this the third interval? We're still in a 3-minute interval.
Yep. Yeah, this is the third one.
Okay.
Wait, this is the last one.
Is it?
I think so. Can we look at the clock? Can you go to live feed so we can see the clock?
Yep.
No, this is the third. Dang, Taylor might do this in 3.
Yep.
Gosh, he really has crushed it. We need to see where Colton's at.
And so just for reference, no one has, right? Yeah,
nobody's done it in 3.
No one, according to the leaderboard, no one's even, but I think it's all the way updated. But no one from the first heat finished, right?
Yeah, Tyler Christoffel and James Sprague are the only ones.
Yep. Griffin Raleigh's still struggling on the double unders.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that lane because Anthony Davis was in that lane. Griffin was in that lane. They can't get through the double under. So it might be a lane thing. Don't blame the athlete. Blame the lane.
Right. The 2 physical, strongest freaks who have way too much muscle just happen to be in the same lane. That's what it is.
And that's the thing about Colton, right, John, on this workout. This is one that you look at and you're like, Colton, this is not good for Colton. And so it's just about mitigating.
Oh, it's just a size thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So for Colton right here, this is one where it's a huge disadvantage for his size. That's, I think, why people like Ben Bergeron say, you can't win the games if you're 5'4". And so this is just about mitigating damage.
Oh, he's got a lot of work to do to finish it in 3, though.
Yeah, but he's been moving it like crazy.
Oh, I know he has, but I'm just saying he's gonna have to push this to go.
I mean, look at him go. What a guy. I mean, isn't it so much more fun to see? Like you watch Taylor and you know his backstory from interviewing him. What he's gone through, this story of addiction, counseling, rehab, and then to see guys out here like in front of 4,000 people crushing it
and just killing it.
It's just so cool.
I think Jason's jumping on here. By the way, I just got a text from
Jason,
and we're fine. Kalipa.
Okay, I thought you meant Hopper. I was like, he's about to go in like
I was
3
like,
minutes.
all right.
Okay, Taylor's about to finish, maybe. Oh,
he finished. Yeah, he's the first guy to finish in 3. Do we have a time? Go to the. We need the time. Instant replay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's dope. Good job, Will.
So he just crushed it. So
it's 10:52.
And that's, we saw that in the games too. That's the big difference in these type of interval events. If you finish in the interval before, you have that huge gap of time. So
Carone. Did he beat down?
Hey, Jason.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me loud and clear or what?
We can.
Yeah, we can.
Give us 1 second here, Jason. We're finishing up the second to last heat, and then we will. That's the guy that won right there, Taylor Self. John, did you expect Taylor to win?
In this heat, I thought he would do well, but it just depends how the big guys, how fit they are, how good they are at moving the sled. And the big guys haven't been good at moving the sled thus far. So, yeah.
Because, Jason's he's not big, but he's not small, right?
Oh, like, Jason would be a big guy. Jason.
Sorry. No, I meant Taylor.
No, he's not. He's one of the smaller guys in the field.
I've seen him in person. He's not a big guy, so he crushed that sled.
Okay, Jason, welcome, buddy. Basically, we're in the second to last heat. And do you know this workout, Jason? Did you see it? It's an interval workout.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right here. Tell me more, though. I mean, obviously, you guys have been watching these heats. What's going on?
Go ahead. Let him have it, John. Tell him what's going on.
It's basically who can flip the sled. I mean, the double unders have been way harder than we originally thought they would be. People are struggling with them in the later intervals. GHDs haven't really meant much. And then it's just who can flip that sled. Some people are struggling a lot more than others. And surprising, Like the stronger guys, the bigger guys, the freaks, like the actual guys who are 100 pounds stronger than everybody else, are not flipping it. Well, they do good in the first interval, and then they just died.
Well, it looks to me like there's a buy-in, right? So you got the 75 heavy dubs, 25 of those med ball JC sit-ups, and then you come up and then boom, you get on a, for lack of a better term, like a pig, right?
Yeah.
Which I've had, one of my favorite CrossFit Games memories ever was with the pig. So that's a cool item to be able to throw in there. I don't know if this rep scheme is a little weird to me where it's like interval based, but whatever, all good.
Wait, explain that. Why is it weird to you?
I don't know. I mean, it's not really something you see common in CrossFit competitions, right? Where it's like, I mean, this would be a really good workout in the gym. I wouldn't really see this as a competition type event. That's just me.
Right.
I could see myself doing this for training for sure, because then you can evaluate how your first round was compared to your second, try and keep good times. It's really a nice way to evaluate your performance. But as far as a competition is concerned, I don't know. It's not what I would expect. That's all.
How would you change it for a competition?
Well, I mean, I think something like this, if you want to incorporate, okay, so let's talk about what the goal is, right? You got a heavy ass pig item, right? That you're testing. So you're looking for the, a pure strength thing. With a heavy dubs, you're trying to test that forearm kind of grip strength a little bit. And the med ball GHDs, I mean, it's just kind of an inconvenience, right? It's just going to slow somebody down. So really what I think is the key here is getting to this pig as quickly as possible and obviously optimizing that. I would do it where if your goal is just to kind of tire somebody else, maybe, I don't know, have double the reps on the JCs and the double unders and and go max distance in, let's just say in, I don't know, 8 minutes or 10 minutes. And it's just a one time. So you can have that foot pedal race.
Make it more of a burner.
Yeah. I mean, that's just at first glance, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Jason, this is sort of similar to what they did at the games though, right? With the yoke.
Yeah, they've done that before, right? I mean, the pig in particular that I'm referring to, which as an example, I thought this was an incredible event, was called the burden run. And with that one, you start off with the run, then you basically flipped a pig just like this all the way down a football field. But it was very visually appealing. And then you finish with a sled pull. So a lot of it from a spectator who just jumps into the show could be like, oh shit, I know who's winning. I know what's going on. This one's a little bit different because it's accumulation, obviously, of these different rounds, right?
Yeah. They had a in the first heat, just so you're aware, Jason, they had a malfunction. They're supposed to give them, that minute rest between the intervals.
Yeah.
And they didn't notify the athletes that it was rest time.
Oh.
They went a whole other minute.
Well, so they just went right into the next interval.
But it was
so did
only
they have
on
to
the
back
third
them
interval.
up, or what did they do to back them up to get the sled back to the appropriate level?
They just gave them a minute rest and then said, we'll do another round.
No, they didn't even give him a minute rest.
Oh, so they did 2 intervals in a row.
Yeah, they did 2 intervals in a row. They didn't do anything, Jason. They just went straight through. They just kind of like, okay.
They worked for an extra like 25 seconds, and then everyone had their hands up in the air, confused what was going on. Everyone was questioning what happened, and they made them run back. And the time had started for the next interval before the guys even got to their jump ropes again for the next one.
So there wasn't any rest.
Yeah. So I guess what I would, my initial reaction would be, okay, then how do you reconcile for the athlete that got in an additional 25 seconds of flips compared to somebody else?
Well, John rationalized it like this: they may have gotten more flips, but they got less rest, right, before the next interval. So, but we don't know. I mean, it's a mistake. And then Will was saying, well, at least it was in the first heat with the guys who don't really have a chance to win. I mean, which is just kind of like, yeah, kind of see his point.
So are they? Is what's occurring here? Are they accumulating distance on the flip? Is that what's going on?
It's a down and back with the pig, and then if you don't make it down and back, it's the amount of flips that you get.
So if you, it pays to win. Then basically, if you get all the way back before that 3-minute time frame, then you get additional rest. Is that what happens?
No.
So if you finish in 3 intervals, you finish the distance, the total distance that it takes for down and back, your workout's done. And then everybody else has to do a 4th interval because they didn't finish that distance.
You have to flip the pig 240 feet.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it, okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's a little bit different than I was. Okay. All right. Got it. Cool. I mean, look, here I am. I'm jumping in. I'm rocking and rolling. I love this kind of stuff. But as a spectator, sometimes I put myself in the spectator's shoes, right? Where can someone just jump in like I just did, see the workout just one time I saw it like on social or saw it here or whatever, and then be able to really capture the moment of what is actually occurring. And I think that's important for our sport to grow is how easy is it for someone to jump in and see, like I had the Rogue Invitational on it. It hit CBS the other day and I was just showing my family. I was like, do you know what's going on? And I don't know, for it to become a pro sport and grow, that's something we need to consider.
For people to be able to turn it on and see what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, you look at like traditional sports. I mean, obviously football, baseball, et cetera. There's still some definitely lessons learned. You got to figure out the rules. But those can be explained. But if you look at some additional sports, like, I don't know, swimming, it's pretty straightforward, right? First person here. If you look at other sports, they're more consistent. The challenge with CrossFit is because it's the unknown and unknowable, over time, how do you build up an audience where they can just turn it on and have a general idea of what's going on? Or do they always need to be re-educated because the events are always changing?
Well, if it does get big, they won't be letting yahoos like us steal their stream. So I hope it stays small.
It's pretty cool, by the way, Savannah. I like the fact that you're jumping in on the stream here.
Yeah, it's awesome. And most of the time we haven't even. Oh, let's listen to what Jamie's saying.
A flip sled, and I was able to talk to Jacob Hebner today, and he said that he has a lot of experience with this. It is different than the pig flip. The pig flip was more forearms, but this, because it has handles on it, is going to be more of a clean and push press. He also said that the max load shouldn't be too difficult for these guys to handle. So we're looking for
And that's it. Thank you, Jamie. And then Jason, so we've been using mostly our camera angles. So you can see that there's some, I don't know if can Jason see the ones down below that we're not using?
I can't see, but I'm excited for this heat. You know, it's really interesting. And I'm sure you guys, it is an interesting dynamic when the discrepancy between the final heat and the previous heats. I mean, you're going to see these guys probably blow the previous records out of the water, I imagine. I always vote for my boy Cool Saker. I had him at the Rogue Invitational. He didn't do as well as I wanted there, but I'm confident in this one. Let's see what you got, Cole. Come on.
So here's the heat. Closest to us is Jason Hopper, and then Ricky pulled out, and then Scott Panchik, Cole Sager, Patrick Vellner, Saxon Panchik, Alex Vigneault, Samuel Samwell, and then Spencer Panchik.
It is a crime they did not put all the Panchiks together. Just three lanes in a row.
Yeah, I agree.
They would have raced the entire time. It would have been great.
You know, Pat Vellner is a super impressive guy. You know, chiropractor, just had a baby, super dominant in his positions in the games. He's one of the top guys, I think, ever in the sport that hasn't won. He's creeping on it. We'll see what happens this year.
Hopper's last one off the rope.
It's that lane. Will, you're so right.
Why? What do you mean? Oh,
everyone in that lane has really screwed the pooch. Anthony Davis
on the double
Griffin
unders.
Raleigh.
It's been specifically the double unders. They've all been terrible in that lane.
I wonder if the ground's not level there.
I doubt it. I'm not.
Let's speculate.
Savon, remember in 2009 at the Aromas where you had to hit in the metal rods?
Yes.
And dude, I remember they said like, oh yeah, we scooped out all the dirt and then we filled it back in so it's all consistent. But man, you'd have some rods, you hit it once, they just shot down. You have others that wouldn't go down for shit.
Yes. How did you do in that event, Jason?
I did pretty good actually. I took like top 10 finish I think in that one.
Man, and Nicole Gordon got her finger mangled and she had to be rushed to the hospital and then brought back to finish the games.
I'm seeing a lot of people ask in the comments. Yes, Ricky had to pull out. He's been recovering from COVID and then got food poisoning last night, and so he pulled out this morning.
Yeah, he made a statement. If you go over to his Instagram, I think you can see it. Oh yeah, this is really close. This is just like Jason was saying. These guys are sprinting. This is totally different than the other heats.
That first interval looked like that for the heat before too. The third and fourth interval is where you see the difference.
But none of the heats have been this close with the flips, though, right?
Yeah.
Not the whole field, no. But usually five. It was like 5 guys last time.
Hey, Jason, we've seen some near accidents with these things. They're 580 pounds, and we've seen a couple of them almost fall over and hit people on the side.
Well, I was going to bring that up. So one of the things that I learned, because I have a pig, and I use it every now and then. What I used to do, I don't know if it's the same thing with these ones. It looks like it might be, is if you aggressively drive it down, it would actually get a beneficial bounce. You're not seeing it like aggressively driving it down, but some of these things when they hit, they bounce a little bit, and you wonder, yeah, I mean, they're probably getting close to people's ankles and whatnot, right? Because they're pretty tight in there.
Yeah, we've seen some fall sideways and get all cockeyed, and it does look scary.
Hey Jay, I think it is your Canadian. I didn't realize the comments were on, so I'm glad they're on. Jay, I think your Canadian hero is in the lead. He's crushing it. Savant doesn't know about pulling out.
3 kids, man. 3 kids. What do we got? What do we got going on? Can we check out their stream, what they're saying right now in between? Oh, interesting.
Carry out, or what are we going to do on this one?
Well, we've already seen that theory kind of get thrown out before, but if you're going to bet on someone to hold a lead, it's hard to go against Pat Vellner. He has a slight lead on fellow Canadian Alex Vigneault.
I mean, look at that. They're all the way down. That's one flip to the finish line.
Yeah, Vellner can get that thing across if he gets a good bounce in just one flip, and then he'll make the trip back down. Time to beat again belongs to Taylor Self. 10 minutes, 54 seconds unofficially for Self. Didn't even need the 4th and final round.
Guys, I just heard from one of the athletes in the men's competition just text me and said that they were told that if you push the pig when you flip it on the bottom, like Sprague was doing, that would be counted as a no rep. And what that looks like, I'm not sure. Do they drag it back? Jason, what we're referring to here is Sprague was flipping the pig, and then as it fell down, he would push it from the bottom.
Oh,
to push it forward like an extra 6 inches or a foot.
It would land fully, and then he would push the
back.
Yes, the back.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
because what I was referring to is when you push it hella hard, and then from the top. Yeah.
No, he would do that, and then as it landed, push it from the back too, and he'd get like an extra foot on everybody every flip.
Okay.
And
hey, Richard,
interval.
Yeah, nice connecting at the Rogue Invitational as well. Hope you're doing great. Thanks for checking out the live stream with the team over here. I'm just joining in.
Jason's jumping way too high in the dubs, wasting a lot of energy.
I wonder how heavy those ropes are. There's a big difference between like heavy and super heavy.
So Colton said each handle was 1.5 pounds, and then the rope was 1.5 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Oh, listen to this, what Paul Desmond is saying. Ellie Turner was also pushing in at the bottom, and she ended up winning. She had the fastest time in the women's division, right?
Correct.
You know, it brings up an interesting point. I'm not trying to be controversial, but this is kind of a controversial thing to talk about. When the events at CrossFit competitions are constantly evolving and changing over time, like it adds to some things like this, because you don't always know what to expect as a like Dave and others were testing a lot, so they got to see what happens. But I wonder in the future, right, if events like this will continue to always be randomized when you never know some of those type of things that might come up from athletes. You remember the CrossFit Games, Savon, used to have this idea of what was that rule? It was like the non-conventional way of doing something. Remember, like I think after Matt Mertz did the cleans where it dropped off the floor and he caught it halfway.
Yes,
he created this rule where it's like it has to be a conventional way of normally doing that movement. Something of that nature. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that. Do you like that rule? I kind of like letting the athletes be innovative and creative and try to take advantage.
Well, I mean, then you have some weird, okay, I'll give you an example. Like at the CrossFit Games years ago, we had to do air squats, a shitload on the beach. Yep. And they never said the rule that you couldn't touch your legs. So after like 50 reps or 100 reps, people started looking around and someone started doing it. I mean, maybe it was me, maybe it was whoever. And they started pushing off their legs. And so everybody started doing it. But, I don't know. Is it an efficiency thing or is it a rules thing? It's just as the sport continues to progress, I think these conversations are going to continue to be had.
Yeah. Do you have a problem with them doing that, flipping it over and then pushing it from the bottom while it's still got a little bounce to help it forward?
I think as long as everybody's on the same playing field in terms of rules, I don't think it really matters. I think that what's important is that everybody's aware of what those rules are. Now, if someone optimizes their performance, I guess that's fine. But if it's like blatantly something different, it seems a little odd. Seems unfair.
Innovative and creative, like taking SARMs. Oh, yes. Maybe it was Annie with the hands. I do remember Annie doing it. I think I remember Spieler doing it too, for sure. Oh, Patty Vellner going to give Taylor a run.
Gonna beat him.
He
No,
is
he's
gonna beat him?
he's gonna beat him. Yeah, he's ahead and he's
Well, and
moving
so-
faster.
You know, and Jason brings up a good point. There has to be a standard to complete range of work. Like, of course, there has to be a range of motion, but like in this case, the goal is to flip the pig. But no one really thought about this idea of pushing him from the bottom. So how do you incorporate those type of rules into things? And as a sport, like I said, as it evolves, it seems like it's constantly having new events. You know, you had whatever happened at Dubai where they were running on snow or something like that. I mean, as the events change, I don't know how you keep up with all the rules change.
Well, the sledgehammer event's a good example of that too, with people pulling the sledgehammer, and some people not pulling it, and the people who pulled it won easily. Not the year, not 2013 or when they had it, but or 2000 when it probably when you did, but the later one, Noah Olson won. Do you remember that one, Jason?
Yeah, where you would hit it and then drag and then kind of push the thing that you were hitting.
Yeah.
So that's a really good example, right? Where you would hit the like, for lack of a better term, it actually kind of looked like a pig, actually. Like you kind of hit like this block. But what happened was after a few rounds, people realized that if you hit and then hold on to it and drag it, it benefited you. Yeah, that was a really good example. That's a really good example.
Yeah, because they were they were straddling the block. And so guys would come back far off the far end and be so far behind it when they hit it with the sledgehammer, they could catch the corner and just drag.
The comments are ruthless.
He's doing fine, guys. Leave him alone. He's not Patrick Vellner. I'm sorry that he's not as fit as Patrick Vellner.
Wait, hey, so I'm getting wrapped up in the good conversation here. Who's in the lead? What's happening here? We got to is Vellner winning?
He's killing everybody.
Yeah, all right. As to, he's legit.
Yeah.
He's dead center in lane 5. We're from the Souza cam now. In lane 4 is Cole Sager, and on the other side of Patrick Vellner is Saxon Panchik.
There's Pat off the GHGs
all by himself.
Oh, wow. Mehmet, I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Eric did not reach out to me about programming the CrossFit Games workouts yet.
Dang.
Yet.
Maybe one day.
Hey,
yes.
Will, do you want to go to the live stream so we could see if his time compared to Taylor's?
Yep.
10:54 was the time to beat.
Wait. Why are we going to the live stream?
So we could see when Vellner finishes if he beats Taylor self.
Oh, yeah, but we can switch back to it after we see him win on our own, can't we?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. But
that way we get the instant replay.
Wow. That's a good feeling right there where he's in the lead. He pretty much knows he's going to win right now. He's got a couple more flips and done deal.
Well, the time to beat is 10:54. It's pretty close.
John, who's in the white?
No.
Sam Cornier in the white?
I would think so. Yeah, I think so. Yes. Which he trains at Mayhem. Mayhem has that pig. It makes sense.
Is the top time, and Pat Vellner is going to do it.
He beat it. Oh, they have a little click thing. That's great.
For Pat Vellner, and looking at 100 points and an event win to kick off Wodapalooza.
Okay, so what happens if he has finished flipping the pig and he's running back and the interval runs out? What happens then? We haven't seen that, right?
It doesn't matter. As long as the pig gets across the line over the interval, he can run back.
No, but what if the interval runs out of time?
If the pig is over the line, he can run and hit his button.
Okay, so then
even if it's during the break.
So even if the interval was over, they would still okay, gotcha.
Because he got the pig the distance that was needed to complete the workout.
So the only time that you can work longer than your interval is if you're done flipping the pig and it's in the run back.
Well, technically you're not working. You know what I mean? You're just running to the finish line. You did the workout.
Right, okay.
The workout's not flip the pig distance and then run back to the finish line.
I'm assuming when he hits that button, it's some sort of official clock, that it's not just for show. Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't there some significance to that button being brought back?
So I don't know, but just real quick, just think about how good Patrick Vellner is. He's done. He's done. No one has anyone else done this in the men's or women's fields. He's the only one.
Taylor Self.
Oh, did he finish in the third interval also?
Yeah, they were actually only 4 seconds apart. That shows you how impressive Taylor's time was.
Wow.
Especially he was in a slower heat, right? So so not even getting that push from the rest of the athletes and being able to do it. That's awesome. Good for him.
I mean,
Are these guys
Velner didn't
demoralized?
get much of a push either.
Jason, are these guys demoralized now, knowing that Vellner's done? Does it just suck?
No, I mean, right now you're fighting for position. Right now, more than ever, you gotta, you didn't win, and that's okay. But as you guys know, these weekends are all about point accumulation, and so you're gonna sell your soul to get whatever position you can, because at the end of the weekend, you could lose by 3 points, and that's the difference between you taking a 4th or a 5th place in one of these previous events. So right now, I imagine what's going through their head is get these damn things done as quickly as possible and wrap this thing up. I mean, that's what I would be thinking about.
And if you're feeling sorry for yourself, you shouldn't be there anyway.
You shouldn't be feeling sorry for yourself. No, you should be. I mean, yeah, no, you shouldn't.
I mean, you're only as good as you can be. You can't worry about other people.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're going to have to, if you want to win, you're going to have to realize where the rest of the field is at, but just stay in your own lane, right? I mean, you got to go out there. I mean, something I think about all the time when I was competing, and I prepared myself like this every single event, is like, dude, if that one event, that placing cost you a podium spot, would you be okay with it? Right? So meaning when you're in the middle of that workout and you're saying to yourself, oh, fuck, man, I know I'm not going to win this event. I'm just going to chill. Well, how are you going to feel later on the weekend when that one event, one spot could have cost you a placing? So that was always something I went through my mind before the event started, to make sure that I sold my soul on every single event, so you never had any regrets later on.
There's Cole Sager in the tank top.
Yeah, you can never go back, right, Jason?
And a good example of that, Jason, is in 2014. You finished 2014 with 4 top 10 finishes, and that got you to your podium. You weren't really in a podium spot before Sunday.
Dude, it's funny you mentioned that. Yeah, 100%. So yeah, final day, final events, boom. Yeah. I mean, I've had only like one experience where I look back on my CrossFit Games and I didn't place where I thought I should have placed overall, because I gave up during an event during the competition. So, and after that happened, it haunted me. So I never let that happen again.
Before you tell us which event that was, Cole Sager just finished 2nd. Is that correct?
No, I think Samuel Cornway was ahead of him.
Yep.
Okay.
And then there's Saxon Panchik right there is finishing, and Jason's almost has his pig to the end.
So what event was that?
Where's Scott and Spencer?
It's a good question. Is that Hopper down on the end?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, he's going to be pissed. Jason, which event was that?
Another example, right? Where you're running to your little buzzer and you're like exhausted, you're over it, and like this, right? And you're so tired, right? Jason's so tired. And so he's jogging. But dude, imagine if he looked back on that and that slow motion, right? And dude, it's easy to armchair quarterback, right? But I'm just saying, something that I think about a lot would be, did that just cost me a spot potentially? Because you got to put all your willpower to finish up those last couple of seconds. You never know what would happen. I mean, look at a great example. Vellner beat whoever by only a couple of seconds. That could have been the difference between their run.
It really could have, yeah.
Oh, you mean here today beating Taylor Self?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
So Taylor might be looking at it and be like, dude, I kind of jogged that last little thing. If I had just ran it, I would have beat Vellner, as an example.
Yep. Jason, which workout was it at the games that you feel like you could have gone harder on?
Yeah. So I want to caveat this by saying that this is not against the person who beat me, right? The person who beat me. I mean, 100%. It's just, I felt like I could have done better, and maybe I could have put myself in a better position to win. That's all I'm saying. It was the final events at the CrossFit Games in 2012 or 11. It was I don't know if you remember this one. I'm sure you remember this one, Savon. It was Elizabeth, or it was the ring dip. That's Elizabeth, right? The ring dip. Then it was like Grace. Then it was Fran. Do you remember that?
Yes, yes.
So
can you guys hear this mic better than the last one I had?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold that thought, Jason. Where are you, Souza? This is where the athletes exit from, Matt? Is that why you're down there? Is that why we're on this camera? This is basically behind the stadium where they just competed, and they might come out here. We might see the guys come out.
You
Why,
can't
yes,
hear us,
Savon.
but yes, I saw Pat walk by the camera earlier.
Those are all the volunteers. Who's that right there? Is that one of the pan
Or
chicks?
Spencer.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, but you can't hear us. We've been talking to you. Right? You can't hear us, right, Matt?
So I don't know if you saw, Savon, Saxon killed Scott. Scott was struggling and Saxon wasn't. And that's kind of shocking. I expected them to finish close together.
And Vigneault, too. Vigneault's a strong guy. You would have thought he would have done better, too, right? I think this is where technique paid off.
100%, yeah.
I tried a new mic and it didn't work too well, but I can hear you guys again. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you, but you can't hear us. Can you hear us?
I can hear you now. I couldn't before. I tried to switch to a more direct microphone so I could get some interviews without having to lean close so they could talk into my AirPod. And
Yeah.
it didn't work the way I thought it would.
Hey, and that's fine. You can ask them the
check,
questions. You can ask them the questions, too. You don't need to wait for us. Oh, my goodness. Who's this guy taking a picture with?
It's a judge.
It looks like Judge there.
Okay, Jason, is this appropriate? The
So
guys
what?
just-
Have people come
the-
up and
Yeah,
take
the
pictures?
guys just finished the workout and the volunteers taking pictures. Is this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
appropriate.
I think
Yeah.
without the volunteers, the event wouldn't be going on. And I think that you got to pay a lot of homage and respect to them. So I think
The volunteers
anytime
work
you're not
hard.
on the floor, the volunteers work their ass off. And so I think that if they want a picture, take it.
Hey, I disagree with Jason 100%. But that being said, I was with Jason somewhere and Travis Bagent one time, and I think it was an event in Seattle. I don't remember where it was. It was some sort of open announcement. And there were like 10 CrossFit athletes there. And Jason was the only one working the crowd and signing autographs and taking pictures. And I remember Travis going, oh, look at all these other idiots. Jason's the only cool one. He's all these people come all the way out here to see the athletes. And Jason's the only one giving himself to the crowd. And Travis Bagent's a friend of mine, professional arm wrestler. And it'll never, I'll never forget that because Jason was totally giving of himself. But I still disagree with him. Jason's just too nice.
I had a rule. And I had a rule, and I still have the rule where, if you become too cool to take a picture, like I remember saying this to my wife, like right in the beginning when I won the games, it's like, hey, if I ever become too cool to take a picture with a fan or someone, just do me a favor and just slap me in the face right there, because there will be a time where no one will give a shit about taking a picture with you, and if you could help and make somebody's day in 5 seconds, you're obligated to do that. That's been my position ever since I started CrossFit. I have only said no one time. I was like about to compete, and this person just hit me at like the worst time. But my thing is, if you don't want to take a picture, then don't put yourself in a position to take a picture. But if you're going to be out and about and doing your thing, always say yes, right? And with that person I said no to, I ended up meeting up with them later. But that's just my position. But other people don't feel the same, and that's okay. It's all good.
I think it's smart. You sound smart. And you sound like someone who's been around since the beginning, who is paving the way for the other athletes to get some notoriety.
Some
yeah.
Skrilla,
some Skrilla, yeah.
Some Bitcoin.
Hey, has it become harder, Jason? Has it become harder? Someone was saying that the other day that the days of getting to 1 million Instagram followers quickly is over, and that you're seeing these athletes, who like, are the crowd favorites. Like Danielle Brandon walks out there and she gets the loudest screams at the CrossFit Games, as loud as Tia, and yet her Instagram account doesn't show it. Has something happened in the algorithm to slow everyone down? Have you noticed anything?
I mean, I don't know. If you try and live by the algorithm, you're just gonna be pissed off all the time because you never know what it's thinking. But
if you live by Instagram making you happy, you're gonna be pissed off all the time too, right?
Yeah, I think the reality is, man, these athletes, if I could provide any form of insight, would be, hey, act cool all the time, because you're not going to be that cool forever. And so when people think you're cool, do what's right and make them feel that way, right? And then the other is try and find ways to add value to people. And I think in the long run, you're going to be good. You're creating a microphone right now. You have these guys that are being highlighted for their athletic accomplishments, and they should be. But the question becomes, if I'm a spectator, like, what could you do for me is what I'm thinking. You could inspire me, you can motivate me, but maybe you could also educate me or provide me with some type of tools. And I think that these guys, they will grow their social following more if they think more about how can they add value and not just be like sexy pictures. But that's just me. But then again, the sexy pictures sell too.
Give me an example of adding value.
Coaching, right? Hey, on that workout, you know, when I'm, I don't know, as an example right here, right? Like, hey, before this workout, the way I'm going to approach it is I'm going to go into it and I'm going to take I have a mantra.
You mean share that on your Instagram?
Yeah, share that.
Yes,
like add value.
yes.
Like, hey, before your next workout, you know, think about move fast, breathe slow. Before your next workout, think about this hook grip position. That's just me.
Yes. I love that. I love that. And speaking of thanking people and doing the right thing.
Bone and marrow. Bone.
Thank you, Ancestral Supplements, for all your help
Hey.
in making this possible. Yes.
You know, Savon, that's interesting you bring that up. I went carnivore, animal-based as of about 5 days ago, and I'm wearing a glucose monitoring system, which is pretty interesting too. I'm just getting into the bone broth thing. I got to talk to those guys.
Oh yeah, I would love to introduce you to Brian, the Liver King. Speaking of Instagram, have you seen his Instagram just explode?
No, but I mean, I know a little bit about like this liver idea, and my wife isn't really feeling about having it cooked in the house, but
Me neither. Me neither.
supposedly they have ground beef now. It's blended in with heart and liver too. That's what I'm gonna look into. And by the way, for the people that are messaging, appreciate being able to take pictures with the guys and get to hang out in the past. Thank you.
Good bunch of good dudes. Heidi, where are you? Heidi, did you make it to the event? Where's your camera? Where's your camera, girl?
She doesn't come in until tonight, I think.
Oh. I thought she said she got stuck in traffic.
So,
Is it-
Jason,
So
you were
looking
talking
at
about
athletes
the
might have taken off.
Oh, thank you, John.
2012 games, the last event. It was Elizabeth and Isabel and then Fran, all back to back.
Yeah. So, all right, you want to dive into that one, huh? So, so, you know, I'm going into the games. At that point, I was in fourth place. Okay, so I'm fourth place. Final 3 events, long ass week. I'm exhausted. Right? You do Elizabeth, my placing didn't change. You do Grace, I made up a bunch of progress. So me and Kyle Kasperbauer, if I'm not mistaken, we're battling it out for 3rd place. And I remember thinking to myself, if I beat this guy on Fran, I take a podium spot. If I don't, then I don't, obviously. And so going into Fran, I start off the 21. Boom. I mean, I'm exhausted, right? Hit the pull-ups. We get to the 15s. You know, Kyle's like made for this shit. So he's flying. And finally I get to the round of 9 and I just lose all motivation. I watch this guy. He's going to set a record. I'm just trying to get through it. And I slow down. And I don't think I reach my potential on that particular workout. Well, it turns out when the cards fall, I thought that I had already locked up a 4th place spot. But turns out I actually got passed up by our boy Scott Panchek and took 5th. And so looking back on it, that's the one that haunts me because I know I didn't give my best effort on that final workout. I'm not saying that Scott wouldn't have beat me. I'm not saying that. I just wish that I had given my best effort so I wouldn't regret being like, shit, I took 5th. Maybe I could have stuck in 4th. And that's an example of that moment. After that, then I really told myself every single event, every single moment, you got to really leave it all out there because that shit haunts you for the entire next year until you're ready for your season again.
That is crazy. You know, it's funny. Of all the athletes I've ever interviewed, you have to guess that that's happened to a lot of athletes. And the thing that's really telling in your whole story just now is when you said, I watched him. Meaning like it was like almost surreal. Like you were having this out of body experience. You watched him, like the guy go ahead.
Well, because I knew that if he beat me, then he took 3rd, right?
Yeah.
So he was already going to beat me at that point, right? We had like 9s left. He was already beating me. I was like, fuck it. In my head, he did what you call break the band. And we've talked about this before, but basically when you break the band from somebody, it's like when you're running on the track. When you're close to them, you think you're a competitor of theirs. Then all of a sudden, when they get about 20 feet away from you, they broke the band. You're no longer trying to beat them or keep up with them. You're trying to have the person behind you not beat you. So that band was broken for me. I no longer felt like I was a competitor of his. I felt like he had broken that band and he basically taking souls, another example of what David Goggins says. So he beat me. And anyways, that's one that stuck with me for sure.
Did you make that term up, break the band?
Hinshaw and I came up. I think I'll give him credit. Hinshaw came up with that, but we would be on the track and we would just be going at it. And then he'd be like, "Hey man, you got to break the band." And at that point, what it meant was right before in a corner, kick it up into gear and hope that guy behind you get demoralized. That's the goal.
Yeah, and sometimes the commentators will even do that too, right? Like in the row when people hear that you're getting off the row at the games. Jason Khalipa won the 2,000 meter, and now he's winning the whole event. Like everyone else is just fucking like the commentator helped you break the band, right?
Exactly, right? Because in their head, whether they realize it or not, what happens is they don't give up. But what they do is they give up on the win, and they try and say, "I don't want this guy behind me to beat me."
I'm pretty sure he tried to do that in maybe Naughty Nancy against Rich whenever they had to run over the berm. I think I heard you talk about that before, right?
Oh,
Jason?
me and Rich. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, we went at it hard on that. So a good example, right? What's his name? Josh Bridges. He had the lead. Like it was his. At that point, though, Rich and I were pretty dominant. Like we were in the lead as overall leaderboard, but Josh just crushed that workout. But me and Rich went back and forth hardcore on it. And I was trying to break the band. I just couldn't break it with him. And that was a good foot race.
That's probably a tough one to break.
Yeah,
Rich Froning.
That was a hard band to break.
Guys, I think we are done here until 2:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think we are. These are the teams of three, the women. Yeah, we're not covering this shit. We've been on for 3 hours already.
Yeah, I was looking at the timer. As much as I think these should get covered, it sounds like you guys have been on for a long time.
And hey, did you see some of these girls who were flipping this pig? It looked awfully dangerous.
No,
like
I
their technique is I saw some stuff where it looked like I'm going to predict someone's going to get hurt at this event today. That's my prediction. Probably they've already been hurt, but someone's going to drop one of these on themselves. So we will start. Are we done with you today, Jason? Will we get a chance to see you again? Or are you going off? What are you doing today?
I'm headed to the gym. I actually one of our coaches got a little sick, so I'm going to jump in and put on the coaching hat and crush some classes tonight.
Good on you.
So,
all right. Well, we're going to send you a link anyway.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. We'll send you a link tonight. If you can come around, we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you again tomorrow. I see that you're going to be here on the first broadcast tomorrow at 1 p.m. Is that correct?
1 p.m. Pacific?
I think it's Eastern.
Yeah, so that's 11 o'clock our time, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Dude. 10 a.m. our time.
10 a.m. Yep.
Yeah, I'm ready to smash with you guys. I just got to update these calendar invites because I think they're still on East Coast time. So we'll get it done.
All right, killer, dude. All right, guys, thank you everyone for tuning in. We will be back in about 2 hours and 30 minutes. Is that correct, Will?
Yeah, we'll be back for the individual. And yeah, you're right.
Bye-bye.